Good morning. Let us start the proceedings. So I request the dignitaries, Dr. A. Unikrishnan sir, Jimbala sir, Rajesh sir, Santosh Kumar sir, Suresh Kumar sir to take their seats in the dais. I request Anandan sir and Mini Madam to also come over. Once again, good morning all. So it's been 10 years. This is the happy occasion. We are celebrating the Kochi Subsection Decennial year. And personally, it's a privilege and matter of pride to have been associated with Kochi Subsection, enjoyed each and every gathering and activity. So we have today here all the dignitaries and all of you present, and I would like to invite Dr. M.V. Rajesh, the Vice Chair, Kochi Subsection, to deliver the welcome address.
Thank you, Dr. Deepthi. Good morning, one and all. It's a very happiest moment in the volunteering history of IEEE Kochi Subsection. I do remember the very humble beginning and the countless journey between the Cochin University of Science and Technology and DRDO guest house, Romy, with the help of Dr. Unikrishnan, in forming the Kochi Subsection, filing the petition, etc. And throughout these 10 years, we are very happy to see that IEEE Kochi Subsection has gained its own signature position in the IEEE network, not only in India but also globally, in the count of activities, in the count of members, especially the younger and the student members, etc. And these were all possible only because of the tireless volunteering spirit of our members and the founding leaders of Kochi Subsection. And IEEE Kochi Subsection is every time recognized for the quality of the technical events and the great spirit of networking. In fact, we are contributing immensely to the overall development of the IEEE Kerala Section as well. And in the light of these activities that the Malabar Subsection has subsequently come into action, and altogether the activities in Kerala, in its number, quality and membership count, especially the spirit of retaining the membership has become somewhat historical in the entire IEEE across the globe. So this was only possible because of the cooperation from each and every one of you. Of course, people have transferred from place to place and visiting kind of members were there. But I remember everybody has contributed in one or the other ways to the overall development. And after the formation of the Kochi Subsection, we had units and chapters of almost all the important societies of IEEE. And I think probably Kochi and Kerala is one of the places where the largest number of IEEE societies are very active and functional. And all the operating units with a very positive kind of competitive spirit is contributing to the development. And the strength of IEEE, not only in Kochi, across the state of Kerala especially, is the young and student volunteers. So I would like to remember with great appreciation the efforts the student community has contributed. And there is a good, history of retaining the membership after they graduate from the colleges. So this, with great, pride in mind, I would like to once again remember and place on record our sincere appreciation to the founding leaders. So with these sweet memories, let me get into my duty of welcoming the gathering and dignitaries. First of all, I would like to welcome the president of this meeting and the respected chair of IEEE Kochi Subsection, Dr. G. Santosh Kumar, professor at Kochi University, who was actually very fortunate to be the chair during the Decennial celebrations, and he is leading all the activities. And the preparation started around 2 months back in its full swing and momentum. And it was a very interesting and pleasant leadership. Dr. Santosh Kumar, he is a man of permissions, yes for everything almost. So, Dr. preside over this Decennial celebrations. Immediately accepting our invitation, the respected director of NPOL under DRDO, Mr. S. Vijayan Pillai, is today present with us. He is actually inaugurated IEEE. I am happy to see that he is continuously supporting the professional activities in the city. Day before yesterday in IEEE, we were honoring him, and he has spent a lot of time interacting with the student community also, discussing on project collaboration, because the director of industry attachment cell from the KTU was also attending that. And it was a very good combination for the students. I got very good feedbacks on that direction. Previously also for the national conferences and international conferences of both IEEE and IET, I do remember the contributions of Mr. Vijayan Pillai in supporting our case. So, on behalf of all assembled here and in the IEEE Kochi subsection, I would like to extend a very loving and warm welcome to Mr. S. Vijayan Pillai, the director of NPO. Welcome, sir. And the father figure today is Dr. Unnikrishnan, who is the first chairman of IEEE Kochi subsection, and I was fortunate to be the treasurer along with him at the time. And it was really a struggle at the beginning, because we have to identify the minimum number of members to file a petition, and the support he has given, not only on his services but also the facilities of DRDO there. Because we didn't have an office for the IEEE Kochi subsection. We were not thinking about an office at that time. We were just thinking about opening the activities in Kochi only. And we extensively used the facilities at NPOL. And he was kind enough to get the permissions from the then director and by himself as the associate director. And it was a very meaningful leadership. That is why the Kochi subsection could transit through all the difficult periods, because at the beginning it was very difficult for many activities, and Kochi University and the NPOL was the major fixed venues for all the activities. Later, of course, we spread our wings across the various engineering colleges and other organizations in the city, but it was a great beginning. And his leadership and his support has made the foundation stone for the great, growth of IEEE Kochi subsection. With great enthusiasm, I would like to extend a very warm welcome to Dr. K. Unnikrishnan, the founder chair of IEEE Kochi subsection. Welcome, sir. It was not possible to think or conceive this idea of forming a subsection without the help of Dr. K. Suresh Nair. And currently, he is the India Council chair. So, along with Kochi subsection, we have witnessed the emerging growth of the leader, Dr. Suresh Nair, first to the Kerala section, now to lead the IEEE activities in the country. And with his advice and mentoring that, we have started thinking about a subsection, first time in the Kerala section, and then, of course, all these support came like this. And personally also, I am happy to see that along with the Kochi subsection, he has also grown beyond boundaries as a global IEEE volunteer. Today, Dr. Suresh is with us to probably rewind the memories. I think he is a great man of rewinding memories. We were just saying that Dr. Suresh is usually the chair of the meeting or invited speaker, but after 10 years or so, or 5 years, he will pick up and show some old photograph. We were wondering from where he is collecting all these things, funny photographs also. I think he is planning some shows of that kind today also. That secret is coming up. Warm welcome, Dr. Suresh, to the Decennial celebrations. And our great women in engineering leader, the then Mini Madam, now Dr. Mini, that was also an amazing growth. Along with Kochi Subsection, Dr. Mini was also growing. That's what I understand. And every time, along with all the boys gang, the then boys I'm talking about, Dr. Mini was there to support the activities, to file the petitions, to prepare the paper and background, like a very loving Amma. Because only because of constant enthusiasm, we were not that energetic, I think, even now. It happened in the opening of IEEE Kochi Subsection. Today, I would like to see that Mini has also, chaired a lot of positions in IEEE, and every time she is part of the Kochi Subsection. That little, very loving kind of a selfishness was there. Even when he was chairing positions in the IEEE Kerala Section, she was, very keen about the growth of Kochi, not to harm anybody. So, I would like to welcome Dr. Bini to the Decennial Day celebration. We had Dr. C.K. Anandan as the chair for 2 terms. Personally, generally, the people in the department and even outside Kochi University was thinking that Dr. Anandan is very silent and a very serious kind of a personality. Even I was thinking like that. But when he became the chair of IEEE Kochi Subsection, I think it was a kind of a role change than that what we were thinking about him. Very cooperative, silent but very strong leadership. And I can remember most of the major activities, especially by that time the societies have also come into picture in full swing, including the Signal Processing Society where I'm currently also part of. And the activities were amazing during his time. And today he is also with us to, of course, rewind the memories and to mentor us. And even after leaving the chair, he was continuously mentoring the activities of Kochi Subsection to this function. Along with the chairs, we had very young secretaries and treasurers, including me, from the very beginning. And because of their immense contributions, that the Kochi Subsection has grown to this level. So if I start enlisting all of them, it's of course a huge list. But I do remember with appreciation the contributions of all the past treasurers and secretaries who have made at least one program or one society they have conceived by their own and contributed to the IEEE Kochi Subsection. We have Mr. Shahim Becker, Paul Ansel, and recently Dr. Bijoy. All these people were contributing in the volunteering leadership of IEEE Subsection. I would like to extend a very warm welcome to all the past office bearers of IEEE Kochi Subsection. I'm happy to see that the respected Secretary of Kerala Section, Dr. Jinesh, is there with us. And from Malabar Subsection, Professor Sabit is also there. Both of them have arrived in time. I would like to welcome both of you to the Decennial Day celebrations of IEEE Kochi Subsection. I would like to very especially welcome the current treasurer, Dr. Tripti Warrior, who was kind enough to spend on the Decennial Day celebrations with a great facility like this. And she looks very generous in this. Welcome, Dr. Tripti, to the Decennial Day celebrations. And of course, I know everybody in person, all the names. So I'm not trying to name all of you. It's really a moment of proud for all of us. I would like to welcome everybody. Dr. Murali is there, everybody is there. So why should I name all of you? Warm welcome, all the IEEE volunteers. Once again, warm welcome to all of you. I am signing out of my duties. Welcome once again. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rajesh sir. I'm sure all of us are in smiles, even though all of us are wearing masks when Rajesh sir speaks. So, moving on, we have presidential address now. And I invite Professor Santosh Kumar sir, the chair of Kochi Subsection.
Most respected dignitaries on and of the dais. Good morning, all of you. Warm greetings from Kochi Subsection. We are here to celebrate the marking of 10 years of existence of Kochi Subsection. We just wanted to reflect upon the achievements. Maybe with the achievements, we have a lot of hurdles as well. We have faced beautiful moments we have spent together. So all these things today we are trying to recall and remember. So first of all, I would like to, with pride, do remember the contributions of all the volunteers, including the past chairs and all the executive members. So pranams to all the senior members who have contributed a lot to this growth of Kochi Subsection. Dear volunteers, it's your time, dedication, and creativity that brought the section at this level. So as we know, this is an volunteering organization worldwide, and we are a very small part of it. But without our dedication and volunteering, we cannot achieve many things that we have done so far. So nobody is there to compel us to work like this, or you should do that. It's only on basis of volunteerness. So volunteering, joy of volunteering, as we say, is the driving force of this section. So I'm very happy. So we have reached 10th year and we are assembled here to mark it so that we can plan the path forward, how we have to shape this section at the next level. So I'm happily welcoming all of you once again to this function. So we have enormous programs we have conducted so far, benefiting the engineers in and around and the public at large. So most of the programs, basically, we have maybe contributed, is targeted to the society mostly. So yesterday we have seen a big program dedicating and helping technical kind of things to a school. So IEEE Kerala Section has contributed a lot in that. But the contribution of volunteers from Kochi Subsection should be underlined. So, e-Scientia by IEEE Kochi Subsection. This is also a project from Kerala Subsection, but most of the work that has went in from the Kochi Subsection volunteers. So such big projects we can also contribute in the future as well. So we are very lucky to get the director of NPOL today as our chief guest, because the seeds of formation of Kochi Subsection was actually sown in the land of NPOL. So I fondly remember the love and dedication shown towards. So Chandra was very much interested to start a section in Cochin, because Cochin is a place where a lot of academic organizations, industries, or IT park, everything is there. So there is a big scope for doing a volunteering kind of a job here. So in fact, the vision by Dr. Chandra was actually fulfilled. The leadership was given to Dr. Unikrishnan. So I'm very happy that NPOL is again here to mark the 10th year of existence of IEEE Kochi Subsection. So once again, welcome, sir, to this function. So that was a humble beginning. The momentum set by the initial committee were carried forward by all the leaders that followed, including Dr. Suresh Nair, Dr. Mini, Dr. C.K. Anandan. And the contributions are still there, and they are the wind behind the wings of Kochi Subsection. So if any programs that are planned, definitely that will be in consultation with these leaders. So we would like to call them as wind behind wings of Kochi. So I would like to bring in one important aspect. Since its inception, now if we take the count of professional members in this section, it's around 750 professional members. And at large, we have student volunteers. So somewhere around 5,000 plus members are here in Kochi Subsection. So we are growing larger. And Kochi Subsection from its inception embraced the concept of diversity. And if you see the membership of women folds comes around 40%. And now we talk about inclusiveness and equity. So I think the section has more things to do ahead with. Though women folds are from student side, they are more, but women coming as in the leader position is less. So we have to get that gap to be filled. So I think we are here to celebrate only, and maybe if time permits, we will think about how to frame the future activities and all. But maybe time is limited to us, but all volunteers has to contribute in that. So here we are going to reflect upon the achievements that we have already made, and any hurdles that we have faced, and how we can frame the future path forward. So I'm very happy, all of us, since the COVID restrictions and all, we have limited the number of seats to this function, but the program is going live. So once again, I welcome all of you, and I recognize the contributions from each and every volunteers to this Kochi Subsection. So thank you once again, and wish you all success.
Thank you, sir. Now we have with us Dr. A. Unikrishnan. He is a retired Associate Director at POL and ex-Principal of Rajagiri. He's a founding chair of Kerala Section, Kochi Subsection IEEE. So I request you, I invite you to tell us the humble beginnings of the Kochi Subsection.
Shri Vijayan Pillai, my former colleague, Dr. Suresh Kumar, Santosh, Rajesh, Mini, Professor Anandan, and all my dear IEEE enthusiastic members. Of course, I know many of you are here, most of you are personally known to me. So it has been a great opportunity. You have given me a good chance to come back to you and meet all of you in person, possibly after a long time, because I have not been very active in IEEE over the last many years. I thank Professor Santosh and others for having given me this opportunity to come and stand before you sharing some of my experience. That is simply kindles it. And unfortunately, that happened in front of Mr. Chandar. And Chandar, Mr. Chandar, former director, Chandar is a person who is a kingmaker. So he definitely had an idea that he is going to start this subsection and asked me to take over. And Chandar has got a knack of getting things done by others. I always used to tell him that he used to work like this, like that. So in that process, he made sure that I am becoming the president of the chair of this Kochi subsection. And of course, we always had very enthusiastic, we had this enthusiastic support from Shahim, then Rajesh, Mini and others. And as you know, Shahim was very much overdriving. He was much younger at that time, naturally was having more propelling power also at that time to drive me. And we had most of the activities organized possibly in the premises of the Dromi of NPOL and in other places. Of course, Dromi, the advantage is you can get good food and snacks. So naturally, that was one of the motivations why we always used to assemble there and check out the plans. The plans came up very well and the petition was signed and we forwarded it to the Kerala subsection and finally IEEE headquarters sanctioned this. And of course, I became the chair and all my executive committee members, Rajesh, Mini, Shahim, all of us were there, part of that. Obviously, we started off with the activity, and I think we started off the innings with a sixer. We had the IndieCom. Rajagiri was nice enough to host it. I don't know who approached the then director of Rajagiri, Father Kairian, but I think somebody was able to convince him that it is essential for the institution also. So Father Kairian agreed. The Archbishop of the Kochi Diocese, the diocese here, he was nice enough to agree to host this event, and we had the IndieCom there. IndieCom was a grand success because almost everybody from the country came over there and a variety of activities that could be organized over there, in addition to technical events, attracted the attention of everybody, and of course the sprawling campus was also quite attractive to everybody. So naturally we started off the activities with the sixer. We started then continuing playing with the boundary and other things continuously. So many other activities also came up, one following the other. Large number of societies also came up. Of course, not many were really formed during my time. As was mentioned, subsequently, now I think there are about 6 to 7 societies flourishing here. Absent was always there right from the beginning. That is because there is an antenna city right from the days of Professor K.G. Nair. Other societies also came up like Sikkim Crossing and all that because of a good amount of Sikkim Crossing going on in NPOL and other places. Recently, I find that PES and IAS also are having societies here. It's good that a lot of societies and societal activities are also there taking place as part of the IEEE activities here. And subsequently also I think we contributed equally well to TENSIM, which was organized here. And of course TENCON, by the time TENCON came out, first of all I was out of country at that time, but I think we also did, so that way we had been supporting the activities. But technical activities apart, there were also a lot of outreach and social activities that we were doing. I told you, Shahim was a person who has got a knack of driving people. I remember one day afternoon, I was in my slumber, the usual afternoon slumber of a Sunday or so. He said, "Sir, we'll go to Tevra." I said, "What is great in Tevra?" Tevra, there is an old age home. Let's go and distribute something to them. Right? Remember? Somebody, then I think I was asked to come and wait somewhere near Hitler also in my car. They forcibly took me over there, and then we spent some time with the people over there. And of course, the message was given by IEEE, but I think we didn't give them some support, some kind of a patting on the back of those people who are there in some of this, in the old age home somewhere in there. I don't remember the place, but there was a place there like that. Similarly, we reached most of the institutions also and promoted and prompted the faculty members over there to start student practice. And I think Rajagiri also started with that. I think DT was there in the beginning to support the activities. I think that activity is continuing over there. Though IET could not grow much over there, I think IEEE had a good attraction in Rajagiri, and student branches are living over there. So with all these activities, I think IEEE had this Kochi subsection has come of its age as we celebrate the Centennial 10-year celebrations. So 10 years back, we did grow, and a lot of activities have been formed. And we have definitely started establishing ourselves as a place to recognize, an association to recognize professionals. As an engineering professional can come and associate. And of course, we had very enthusiastic people like Mini Ulana, though she is not an engineer, I think. Technically, you are not an engineer, right? You are. But your PhD was in social sciences. Okay. No, it is good. And the reason is, of late, please understand that IEEE is not alone for electrical engineering or electronics or computer science. Because social engineering is one of the major areas that now people are worried about. I remember a talk by Murali sometime back in NPOL, and he says that 10 years back when IEEE was, papers were published, they were very individuals. Contribution of electrical engineer or contribution of electronics engineer. Now if you find an IEEE paper, everybody is contributing to that. Social engineer, social scientist is contributing, electrical engineering is contributing, the medical doctor is contributing. Everybody is contributing to the paper, but the paper has become so ramified. So with that kind of a ramification of the activities, I think social science and everything has to definitely be accommodated in our bandwagon of activities. Definitely, I think we should provide an activity, a place. This should become a place where all of us who are professionals should come together and work for the promotion of the professional activities. The code of ethics, which we read every time at the beginning of the meeting, very clearly says that we should work only for the goodness of the community and without any kind of other kind of biases also, right? Shani used to read us that every time. You used to dictate that to us every time we have had the meeting, any of the meetings. So with that, I think now it is a good gathering with a sort of a very non-profital, voluntary organization. And I wish all my best for this institution to again and again come up, further ascend this further ladders of success and become established as one of the best subsections in the country, and finally try to become as a place where every professional would feel like associating with us. I would like to place on record my sincere appreciation of all the support that I got from all my colleagues within NPOL and outside NPOL during that time, and especially Dr. Chandar, who made me the king. And of course, he also made me the king of IET at that time. Because even as I told you, he was a very good kingmaker who could make other people in different positions. So with all these things, I think we have a good beginning. I think a humble beginning. I think now we have marched, as we look backwards, we have marched a lot. So let us continue this marching forward, and I wish all the best for all the activities of IEEE in the years to come. Thank you very much. In the passing, I would also like to congratulate the IEEE Kochi Subsection for having found a person like Mr. Vijay Pillai to chair this, inaugurate this celebrations today. An engineer, hardcore engineer to the core. He has been the person now who is, we have worked together on many projects. And he is totally an hardcore engineer only, person who does and builds systems. And now, of course, he is giving a good leadership to the NPOL in all the activities. I'm told that the nation is very proud of him. And it's good that you had the right kind of person to kickstart the activities of this 10-year celebrations. So I also would like to congratulate you for having decided to choose Mr. Vijay Pillai for these activities today. Once again, I wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for taking us through the past. Now it's time for the inauguration, and I request Santosh Kumar, sir, to introduce our chief guest.
Yes, Vijay Pillai is an outstanding scientist and currently director of NPOL. He started his career in Indian Air Force as airman. And he joined DRDO in 1989 as scientist B. He did his master's in technology, MTech degree in integrated circuits and system engineering from IIT Kharagpur. So he has worked in various capacities in NPON and a fund project USHIS systems. And it was carried out in Russian dockyards under his leadership. So Russia was the collaborator of this project products and all. And he has more than 600 days of sailing experience on board submarines, which is a rare feat for even naval scientists. So he headed scientific teams for sonar experiments in Indian and Russian waters during major sea trials and developed many heuristics and conditional signal processing algorithms and methods. So he involved in various mission mode projects in NPOL different capacities. Panchendriya, Hamsa, Upay, USHIS with various versions, USHIS 1 and USHIS 2 was his brainchild. So his major contribution is in sonar systems laboratory. He built a laboratory there, and he involved in entire sonar system development and user exploration cycles that gave him immense confidence for taking up greater responsibilities. So in recognition of his contributions, he has been conferred prestigious Agni Award of Excellence in Self-Reliance of 2 times. The first in 1998 for Project Panchendriya, and then in 2008 for Project USHIS, and various other NPOL awards as well. He has published several research papers in international journals, including IEEE journals and conferences. He has contributed book chapters in Springer, and moreover, he had more than 10 patents to his credit. So in IEEE, basically, if you go and seek IEEE database, so the patents are very large. So contributions from our country rather less, but we are in progress contributing. So always the contribution of products basically to be concentrated by IEEE volunteers. So we are very happy to have such a great personality, a true engineer, and having a lot of experience in mission mode kind of projects. So I welcome you, sir, for your inaugural address, followed by inaugural talk.
Thank you, Dr. Rajesh. So in fact, I am very much honored and happy to be a part of this decennial celebrations of IEEE subsection. So, Dr. N.D. Rajesh, Dr. Santosh Kumar, and my mentor, my guru, Dr. Unikrishan sir, then coming to our Anand sir, Vinny madam, Becker, Ms. Becker, and all others on the days, as well as all the members also gathered here. A very good morning to you all. In fact, first of all, just before I talk, I remember in early days I used to read a lot of Vivekananda, our Vivekananda's, Swami Vivekananda's books, because of the fact that it is very cheap and very plain language. That is the one. And I also want to improve my language, so I used to read his book. And there are a lot of words which is unfamiliar. So increase the vocabulary, I used to write Malayalam. That is one way I adopted it. There were so many catching sentences he used to say. In one of the catching sentences which I have always recite to all the people. India is a too vast country, and those who have got opportunity to study, those who have got opportunity to get into some reasonably good positions, they are all responsible for the entire country. And all of us sitting here in the days as well as here on the other hall, all of us are in one way or other got opportunity to study to a great extent. Most of you are PhD holders, all are scholars, professionals. And all of us have got the responsibility, got the opportunity to serve, and most of us got the opportunity to serve in the same field where we are studying. So that is the biggest thing on one's career. Studying one subject and continue to work and keep studying like me. Even today also I am studying, so we are very happy. But we are here, I am very happy. Yes, our IEEE section of Kochi is doing a lot of services to this community. It is supposed to be so. So this IEEE subsection as our Dr. has told, I am also very happy that it is being sold, the seeds were sold in NPOL, and again to be a member of. And as Dr. Mikasha said, I remember when the IEEE was the initiation of the IEEE subsection, but though I was not at all involved in the initial stages or thereafter also. I heard Chandra sir was giving a membership drive and Mikasha sir was. So all of us have, like Kochi University or any institutions, have our own social responsibility beyond our official activities. So for that matter, anybody, any organization, anything, non-governmental organization approaches me in person, I am very happy to be a part of it. So for the fact that I can give some sort to it. Recently, one of the problems cited by our Devikulam sub-collector came to NDOI. He was asking in recent past, not many landslides and a lot of calamities are coming in the areas, as you have also heard that suddenly there are landslide comes. What to do for? So it is our responsibility, not at all part of our official work. But my first idea was that why don't we gather so many people instead of me alone working? So we had made a small consortium like that, so many people, including our institute. So we tried to solve the problem. Social activities, which may not be a requirement for day-to-day life, but is a calamity, countering a calamity which causes a lot of problems for the people in the country. So now, as you know that, we all know that we got freedom 75 years back. We are the 75th year of independence, and in next August we will be completing 75 years. So our beloved Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister, has already announced Azad Ka Atmanirbhar. So we are also, NDOL is also taking part. So under that conditions, the first thing is that maximum indigenization. You know, our job opportunities and the recent pandemic and other thing has reduced the job opportunity for our students. So the way that one way of countering it is that going in for maximum indigenous product. As Nikisha sir was saying, I had opportunity to work with foreign countries. not as a committee or meeting, but really working, hands-on working. I never have seen their better times in the way of implementing it. Somewhere we are lacking. Somewhere we have an internal feeling that we cannot, the indigenous products are not as good as that. But if you see properly, all of them have started from the very beginning, right from the bottom they started. But in our thinking, we always think from the top. We will always look for the best in the world. Try to achieve that without having the proper base. That is one of the major problems. So it is essential, this type of feelings should be coming to the school days. The students should be taught the basic, very basic feelings. They should think in a logical way as well as analytical. So in 75 years back, in my view, we got freedom of political freedom. We got. We all young people, those who are like us, people should think. We really had a freedom in technology, and the technology then finally leading to the economy. So as a country, India should have to achieve the technological freedom. So now the recent past, we have a lot of drive is given for having the maximized indigenous product. So towards that, government has given a lot of facilities and a lot of schemes, particularly DRDO has given a lot of schemes for having opportunity for the institutions or any companies, small companies or body can get a job. That means if they prove that something can be done, fund will be given. A lot of schemes are available. So I feel IEEE also can think in something like that, because most of us know what is required. There are even small thing making. Once I had opportunity to talk to Dr. Abdul Kalam, so we made a dental scale along with him. He was telling me one day, Pillai, you make sure that when you make a nail, that nail when you put it on the wall, you should have a made in India. That was his theme. That time there was a lot of drive for indigenous getting into silicon industries. We got a foundry, but after that suddenly we slow down. Again, government is picking up. So we should have come up. We have to make chip. If somebody wants to become a great country, we have to make our own chip industry. We have to achieve. Yesterday, a few days back, our Minister of State has come from IT. Chandrasekhar has come to MPO. By discussing with him, there are more in a few years, another few years, India will have that farm facilities within the country. So when we talk about the social responsibility like NGOs like IEEE, we have opportunity. What is the opportunity? Is only volunteer social service. So as Nitin sir said, many people have put their foot in the for building up organization like this. So I wish that this will grow further, and whichever way, whatever way NPOL can help in my capacity, in not only official and my personal capacity, I will definitely join with you all for the good cause of the this organization as well as for the. So with this, I'm once again expressing my sincere thanks to all members and brought me here, and particularly my Mahaguru. I call him as a Mahaguru only, Unikrishna sir. He only, we worked together in submarines. Several days we were there in submarine. In one of the incidents, I'll tell you, we were sailing once in submarine. First time sailing. In sailing in submarine, it is not an easy task. But when you get in, it becomes easy because you are cut off from the other place. You don't know whether you are in submarine or otherwise, because you cannot run away. After an accident happens, it has to be there only. So several days we worked together. Sir was my mentor. So with this, I feel I will inaugurate this decennial celebrations of this IEEE Kochi Subsection. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sir, I request you to release the souvenir and hand it over to our India Council Chair, Suresh Nair, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Next, we have the cake cutting. So I request the dignitaries on the dais to please come down and do the honors. And I request all the past chairs and secretaries to also come forward. Thank you all. Before there is a video show, I would like to request Santosh Kumar sir to hand over a memento as a token of appreciation to our chief guest, Vijayendra sir. So I request all the dignitaries to take seats down the stage. So we have next the story of Kochi Subsection through the last 10 years by Dr. Suresh Nair sir. I welcome you, sir, India Council Chair. While Sir is getting ready, so let's have an introduction of all of us gathered here, because all of us are IEEE members. Would like to hear from.
Hi, my name is Decennial, and I'm right now working as an associate software engineer in Key Value System Softwares. We are based in Info Park, and I just recently passed out from MA College of Engineering, Kodamangalam. I had served as HSR for Kochi, IEEE Kerala link. So glad to be here, and so glad to be here after like a long time. So thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Eldos Matthew. I am currently working as Associate Consultant at Decennial. I passed out from Marbasilis Christian College of Engineering and Technology, and I was the student branch chair during my college. Happy to meet you. Thank you.
Good morning all. Myself, Dr. Yuvraj from Secretaries College of Engineering and Technology, Thrissur. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you.
Good morning all, I am Praveen, Assistant Professor and Placement Officer, Vista Business School. That is, I have worked here with more from joining itself. I am also a member of this Kochi subsection and happy to see all of you again. Friends, I moved to Vista Business School for some time. I was inactive. I am again here with you and thank you for giving me such an option. Yeah, thank you all. And that is, this year with the support of all of you, I have become senior member also.
Now we'll start with Sir.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. So, രണ്ട് വഴികളുണ്ട്. ഒന്ന് വളരെ സീരിയസ് ആയിട്ട് പ്രസന്റ് ചെയ്ത് പോവാം, പെട്ടെന്ന് തീരാൻ നമുക്ക് ലഞ്ച് കഴിക്കാം. അല്ലെങ്കിൽ വേറൊരു വഴിയുള്ളത് കുറച്ചൊരു ലൈറ്റർ മൊമെന്റ്സ് ആയിട്ട് എടുക്കാം. Not to offend anyone, but let us take it that way. I think it is already well approved. Okay. So, Kochi Subsection presents Kochi വിരിഞ്ഞ പൂക്കൾ. ഇതാണ് ഇന്നത്തെ സബ്ജക്ട്. Okay. So with all your approval, I have to first introduce IEEE. I think we are all members, but there are 10 regions around, and we come under region 10. So the IEEE Kerala section is like this, with a participation from all the districts. Almost 12,000 members are there now, and I think this is second world's largest section. So that is the credit what we have. So we all belong to Kerala section, but today I will be focusing only on Kochi subsection. We have representation from Malabar section also here. All the inspiration came from Malabar subsection. In fact, and they formed a subsection on 1st October 2020. So that's how, thanks to 2010. Sorry, 2010. I think thanks to Mohandas sir, he has also sent a message today that should be played. Then with the blessings of Kerala section, because section has to approve, the farming of subsection. And on 17th February 2011, around 30 professionals got together. I think Untitled sir was talking about that one. So the petition was signed. I think lot many people are here attending today who have signed those petitions. We formed the subsection with 5 districts, that is Ernakulam, Idukki, Alleppey, Kottayam and Thrissur districts. And Dr. Untitled sir was the interim chair to start the activities. We fondly remember the initiative of Mr. B. Chandar, as rightly said by Untitled sir. He only suggested, Chandar only suggested Untitled sir's name at that time. You take over and then let us start. This was formally, coordinated by 2 people. We have to mention their name is Mini Ulnat as well as Shaheen. So they have coordinated. They were reaching to Kerala section to file the petition and all those this thing. And the interim execum was formed on 7th July 2011. I was the founding vice chair,
and all the names are there, I think, which is not visible. Only my name is visible. So after that, we had the official inauguration. Mr. Sadish Babu, he was there, and we inaugurated IEEE Kochi Subsection. I think it was that KUSAT, Department of Electronic Science Auditorium, KUSAT. So now this is a celebration time, and I don't want to talk very serious affairs today. I will be talking about what we have done. So this has been last 10 years, what all we have done. It's a short time. And this also, I think this was taken in Australia, this photograph. You can see me anyway. Then in addition to that, Savisar was there. I think Shahim and Minimum was there. And also Vijay, all those people were there. So we, as somebody said, these photos will help later on. And we, through this, we will refresh our great memories of past execom members who have brought the subsection so far and so great. I have to tell this is so great. We thank all of them for their efforts. So we had an opportunity to have a group photo of all the past years. In 2012, it started with Dr. A. Unikrishnan as chair, and vice chair myself, and secretary Shahim Baker, and treasurer M.V. Rajesh. So we had some initiatives, some programs were there. Then in 2013, I took over as chair, and Simon Akara, who is now, I think, working abroad, he was the vice chair, and secretary Shahim, and treasurer Biju Paul from Rajagiri. In 2014, I continued attending today. Then in 2015, third year also I did the host. I kept it with me, and only the secretary changed to Vijay Paul. In 2016 onwards, Minimum did not allow me to continue, so she took over, and vice chair was Shahim Baker, and secretary Vijay, and treasurer Paul Ansel. Then 2017, again, Dr. Mini continued. Vice chair was Shahim, secretary Paul, and treasurer Rekha James from KUSAT. In 2018, I think you can see same photo. I thought it is same photo, same location, but this is 2018. Again, we took a photograph there when Dr. C.K. Anandan took over as chair, and vice chair Sabrinath Pillai, secretary Paul Ansel, and treasurer Rekha James. Then in 2019, Dr. Anandan continued, and Shabri also continued. Secretary was Bijoy Jose, and treasurer Mr. Thomas Sabu. I think he is also present today here. Then 2020, Dr. Santosh Kumar took over as chair, and vice chair Dr. M.V. Rajesh, secretary Bijoy, and treasurer Ebi. And this is the 2021 execom. I could not get a good photograph, so I just put a few of them, where Dr. Santosh Kumar is the chair, vice chair Dr. M.V. Rajesh, secretary A.B., treasurer Tirupati. I think this is correct. Yeah. So I just wanted to, give or refresh the memories who were the leading us actually over the last 10 years. Now I will move on to some very memorable events and moments. This is what required for the celebration. First one was, I think, from my viewpoint, from Kochi Subsection Essential, even though it was a Kerala Section project, but I think we took it very seriously, Kochi Subsection. And just to give a little bit, those who are not familiar with, it's an artificial space lab for school children. And the concept is students are put in this spaceship and taken to space. And during the travel, many scientific principles will be explained. When it reaches the space, some of the systems will fail. For example, communication link, solar panel, and things like that. And then the students are supplied with 11 kits separately, and they have to build those circuits, make them work. So that was the sort of the whole concept. And once all systems are thus repaired, because there will be some, I think, 5 batches of students, school students working on that. Once they repair, once they make that circuit and show that it is working, that the spaceship returns. That is the whole concept. And as mentioned, we need to recall the challenges also. It's very important what we have gone through. Conventionally, these units are built in Uruguay, because this project idea came from Uruguay. And they are all built there and shipped to other countries, including India. There was one in Hyderabad. So that was built in Uruguay and sent to us, sent to India. At that time, when I think I have to remember Ranjit Nair, who came up with this information saying like we can have essential. But when we contacted, we came to know that availability of reduced budget at IEEE to have more. They don't have enough budget to make one and send it to us. So the options were open to us. Just forget and be peaceful. You can sleep well, or take up the challenge and think out of the box. So that is what we did it. And the case study, if I talk about from Uruguay to Kochi, we brought it. So our idea was like, we told them like, okay, whatever info you have, probably the design, you give to us, we will build it here. So that was the economical way of making it. That is the first one built indigenously here. So you can see Cochin University of Science and Technology, Center for Science and Society. I have to fondly remember Professor K.G. Nair. He gave us a space there. You can see there. We started from foundation. We built the foundation, and we got hold of an old container. There were a lot of holes. We repaired all those things, and we built the whole space lab there, whatever you call it. And it was inaugurated by Dr. Moshe Khan, at that time past IEEE president. So that is still being enjoyed by school students. I came to know that almost 50,000 students enjoyed this one, and I think the students like this space in Center for Science and Society, the CC's campus, probably because it is air conditioned, or I don't know what is the reason, but they like and they enjoy, and still it continues. So this remains as a real milestone. As you can see the students coming and attending this one. So this was a lot of volunteers were there. I can't name them, but not many people, or most of them from Kochi. So they were all working from 5 p.m. to 12 or I think sometimes even later, because I leave little early. So they were all working, and it was not working initially when we built it. But our inauguration was already finalized. Moshe Khan coming from US. So we had we made a trip to Hyderabad where this is there, because our system was not really working okay. This is because some of the software were just given from Uruguay. They did not allow us to make any major changes. We went there, and we were also not having the kits for that one. The kit to be given to the school students. When we went to Hyderabad, we saw so many kits lying there. we don't have, and they agreed to give 1 or 2. At that time, I think myself, Shakim, and I think Ranjit, we were there. My mind first time went to rob a few kits without their knowledge and bring it here, because that was the only option. But fortunately, I think the next day our kids also arrived, and we did not really rob. Don't think like that. So we were able to get it, and the day and night working. I think a lot of software people also worked, and we made it all right. So it was a successful launch. So this we can't really forget from Kochi subsection. The second one was TenCon 2019. That was TenCon is basically the region 10. I told you like 10 regions are there. So Asia Pacific region. This is a flagship conference of region 10. It's a prestigious conference, and from Kerala section we bid for this conference. You have to bid for this conference, and then only you can win. In India, after 12 years, when the conference was small one, it was some 12 years back it was in Hyderabad, but at that time it was a very small conference. And Kerala section stopped when it was Le Meridian. In Kochi, if you think at that time, the top venue, you can think of only Le Meridian there. So maximum conference budget normally handled till that time for Kerala section was around 25 lakhs. Okay, so that was the level we were working. So at that time, Professor Samir was the chair of Kerala section. So I was past chair. But still, I was nominated as what is that called, conference chair for TenCon 2019. So I requested Sami sir, I will do something when you, mean avialekku vechittu. നമുക്ക് അങ്ങോട്ട് പോവാന്നുള്ളതില് so I went to, actually we both went there together to witness 2018, TENCON 2018. That is the best way, because we have to see at what level it was. So that's what we went to Jeju Island, and at that time, we found that the conference was held in a Grand Hyatt Hotel. So this is the actual photograph you can see. So we were thinking of Le Meridian, and we were thinking of Radhagiri, we were thinking of other places. So then we changed our mind. We changed our mind to when we hosted there. And, that was the first conference from Kerala section. So we had a lot of good moments, cherished moments. I have all these things in my data bank also on the workshop day. That is prior to the conference. We were thinking whether there will be enough people to attend. Like when we started this today also, we had enough tension. Like how many people will attend? Maybe 4 people have. Even though registration was 80, 85 and all. And, few tense moments. On lighter note, we had to get a lot of things. So we were telling like, so at that time, Sami, you will pay for the tax. So all those things it was a real tense moment. We were also tense up because a lot of protocols were there, a lot of things were there. So we were also new on that one. And the last moment, these moments were captured. Governor's wife, Mrs. also, Lady Governor also will be attending. So we were not having enough bouquet to give her also. We made one bouquet and we were ready at that time. What to do. So that was the tense moment which we took it. But I have to tell, like, we got one bouquet so fast, I think maybe within 10 minutes or 20 minutes. But unfortunately, Lady Governor is not going to come at that time. So anyway, so that was the tense moment we took it. And as I said, it was the real wonderful time we had, and it is like a dream come true. So that was the last hour of the conference, like, so everything is done, and we have to salute every volunteer. I think there are a few volunteers here also who are attending here, who tried to make this TENCON 2019 a grand success. I think even in India for IEEE conference, such a big conference, nobody has hosted, and this is one of the another greater moment what we have. Most of the volunteers were from Kochi because we were organizing here. Then the other one was like, we saved a lot of money also here by organizing this conference. I think around 80 lakhs or so was surplus. I have to tell, like, by that time we were thinking of only 20 lakhs, 25 lakhs. After looking at Jeju, the earlier conference, we thought like we should put in Grand Hyatt, which is very, very pretty expensive. It is going to, reach another level. So I told the committee that our budget is 2 crores at that time. So we were dealing with 25 lakhs, and how can you think of 2 crores? So that is what I want to convey today also. It's not like I am thinking in that way. Always you have to think big. Unless you dream big or think big, you cannot achieve. Your thinking also will be like that. So from 25 lakhs, if you can think of 2 crores, then the risk also you have to see. If you are not getting 2 crores, then you have to pay from the section. Section was not so rich also. So it's a risk. But as a teamwork, I think we are able to achieve. So here also, we told you, like after spending all the things, we got 85 lakhs surplus. So that is what, if you just plan it, you will be able to achieve. That's what I want to convey, even though I put a lot of slides with, my photograph there. So with that surplus, I think Kerala section was kind enough to use the surplus money to the benefit of the members. Okay. We had a lot of ideas like how can we make it benefit to the society directly. So all those, I am not getting into all these. There were some constraints on those things. So, and Kerala section joined hands in funding. That's how we built a Kochi Center for Kerala section. So this is now operational. You can see it's with all state-of-the-art facilities we have. So I put this, do not look back, just proceed after seeing this side. Okay, that's why. Okay. So Yeah, this was inaugurated by the current chair, Sarda Jayakrishan ma'am, recently. And simultaneously, we also got our IEEE office at Trivandrum renovated. I think now the pending is only the Malabar section. I think they are also working towards that. So this facility can be now used by any of the members, IEEE members, for any of the functions related to IEEE. Otherwise, you have to pay for the usage. Otherwise, it is available now with all facilities, camera, all networking, everything is there. Then a few other cherished moments. We International Leadership Summit in 2018. May ma'am is here. She was instrumental in forming all these things. For everything, I think I have to tell that she was with us in all the activities, starting from formative stage to the execution. So many times when we also go a little down, she motivates us. So that was my very good opportunity to be among with the 5 women leaders to address, and that was the leadership program. It's a lot of attendance there. We also had TENSIM. I put it little later, but this happened earlier. So that was probably one, what is it called, eligibility criteria, whether you have already collected TENSIM, then only they will give normally 10 con. So that TENSIM also was very successful with a lot of leaders coming here, and ministry at that minister at that time he inaugurated this one. That was really wonderful. And as Unnikrishan sir said, Indicon 2012 was the starting point. Thanks to, I think it was in Rajagiri, I think we had it in Rajagiri, and that was a wonderful initiative or start we had. And a lot of humanitarian activities are going on. Yesterday we had a very excellent program at the school, Uttamiseri School, and that was inaugurated by Honorable Vice Chancellor Kusar. And we had a lot of this thing. You can see minimum handing over the wheelchair to some of the handicapped people, and not many activities went on. I'm not getting into those details. This was the yesterday's program. It is sponsored Science Lab initiative taken by Bijoy Jos, and this was inaugurated yesterday by Vice Chancellor. That was a very interesting. We also had, when you talk about Kerala section, it is very well known among MGA. If you talk to, I was the section chair. Whenever we go and visit anyone, I think they are very familiar with the Kerala section, thanks to our former chairs and former leaders. They have done excellent work, so that was known. Similarly, Kochi subsection was one of the major active part among Kerala section. So we had an opportunity to meet IEEE President at that time, 2017 President, Karen visiting us here in Cochin University of Science and Technology, and we also have other dignitaries with us, including Dr. Tessie Thomas and Vijayalata Marimuthu. I think today she was announced to receive, I think, that, what is that called, that award today. We also conducted job fair. That was one of the things our volunteers, I think, they took initiative. They brought a lot of companies, software companies as well as hardware companies to one place. I think it happened in Kodamangalam Engineering College, I think. And also gave some initial training to potential candidates, and they brought a avenue where people were the students or the young engineers were interviewed, and we could offer or we could facilitate some posts to these people. And a lot of science fairs are also conducted, mainly at Cochin University of Science and Technology. So this is joy of volunteering, not only eating, but see, these are all volunteering jobs. So whoever is coming at leadership position, we have to really lead the volunteer. That is very important. There are many ways, like you can be part of that. It's not like you just instruct and they will not follow. I think that is not going to work. So my principle was like to be with the volunteer level, at the ground level. That's what I think I enjoy also. So we had a lot of trips. You can see we were going to Trivandrum to attend the conferences and all. Photos. I think I remember Deepthi ma'am was with some color soda sometime. So first time I heard, I think, even though it was very popular, so we were coming back from Trivandrum. So she told she wanted color. I don't know what is color and all. Then she told like there is a place in Kollam where this is available. So so we went there and I think we got it. But I don't know whether that was the real color soda or the other one, but we got it. So that was some of the good memories. ഒരു വേറൊരു നല്ല കാര്യം ചെയ്ത പല യങ്സ്റ്റേഴ്സും ഇതിൽ കാണുന്ന എല്ലാവരെയും പഠിപ്പിച്ച് നല്ല ഉദ്യോഗം കെട്ടിച്ചയക്കുകയും ചെയ്തു. So this is what we could do. I think many of the volunteers, they are all abroad. Many of them are abroad and married also. Okay, so അതാണ് എൻ്റെ ഒരു ഇതായിട്ട് എനിക്ക് തോന്നിയത്. So 10 glorious years and new generation to take this vibrancy forward. That's why I presented all these things. What we have done. For us, these are all looking very exciting, but more exciting can come. So that's what. So So I have to just now tell who are all. Many of the volunteers. I know many of you have contributed, but on a lighter sense, I will take it a little bit. ഈ കഥയുടെ മൊത്തം ലോക്കേഷൻസ് ഇതൊക്കെയായിരുന്നു. You can see Tonico, this thing, then Kusat, Rajagiri. പിന്നെ ഒരു അസീസിയ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ടൊരു ചെറിയൊരു ഫാം റെസ്റ്റോറന്റ് ഉണ്ട്. സോ വി യൂസ് ടു ആക്ച്വലി ആഫ്റ്റർ 6 o'clock we used to go and sit there. We discuss what program we can do and all. So I have to tell this very interesting thing. So we were having like that 2-3 times, every week we used to go there and all. So one day when we went there, they have put a board saying like no discussions here. So നമ്മുടെ ഉദ്ദേശം മാത്രമാണ്. So that is what. And the crew for all these journey for the 10 years, I took a photograph. You can see a lot of section volunteers who supported Kochi Subsection, because with their support only we will be able to do many things here. And ഇതിന്റെ എല്ലാം സഹസംവിധാനവും ഡാൻസും മിനി മാസ്റ്റർ ആയിരുന്നു. അത് പറയാതെ വയ്യ. ഓരോ കാര്യത്തിനും ഐ തിങ്ക് സംവിധാനം എനിക്ക് വിട്ടുകൊടുക്കാനുള്ള ഒരു ഇല്ലാത്ത സംവിധാനം ഇട്ടത് അത് മിനി മാഡം ആയിരുന്നു. ഒരു പ്രാവശ്യം ഐ തിങ്ക് ഐ ഹാവ് ടു അപ്രീഷിയേറ്റ് ബീങ് എ ലേഡി ഓൾസോ. ഓൾവേസ് 6:30, 8:30 മീറ്റിംഗ്സ് അറ്റ് അസീസിയ. പിന്നെ വീട്ടിൽ വേറെ ഒന്നും വയ്ക്കണ്ടെന്നുള്ള ഇതിലാണോ എന്നറിയില്ല. പക്ഷെ എന്തായാലും ഭയങ്കര ഇതായിരുന്നു. പിന്നെ മൊത്തം സംവിധാനവും ഡാൻസും ഒക്കെ അവരായിരുന്നു. പിന്നെ കുറെ ആൾക്കാരുണ്ട്. ഞാൻ ഒന്നായിട്ട് പോകുന്നതായിരിക്കും നല്ലത്. എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു ഒരു അനിമേഷനിൽ തെറ്റുപറ്റിയെന്ന് തോന്നുന്നു. ഏതായാലും പോട്ടെ. ഇതിന്റെ എല്ലാ വിറ്റുകളും ആനന്ദൻ സാറിന്റെ ആണ്. പറയാതെ വയ്യ. He has got a very good sense of humor. I think everything. I have to appreciate that. പിന്നെ ഇതിന്റെ എല്ലാത്തിന്റെ റൊമാൻസ് അവസാന കല്യാണത്തിൽ കല്യാണിച്ചു. അത് രണ്ടുപേരുണ്ട്. ഒന്ന് ഷാഹിൽ, രണ്ടാമത്തത് രഞ്ജിത് നായർ. ഇവർ രണ്ടുപേരെയും IEEE ആൾക്കാരെ തന്നെ കൊണ്ട് കല്യാണം കഴിച്ചു. അതുകൊണ്ട് പിന്നെ എന്റെ ഇത് തീർന്നു. പരസ്യം മേക്കപ്പ് സാധാരണ വാഴൂർ ജോസാണ്. ഇവിടെ പൂഞ്ഞാർ രാജേഷാണ് ഇന്നത്തെ. ഇത് എല്ലാം ചെയ്യുന്നത് അതാണ്. ഇമോഷൻസ് വേണമെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് വിജയം മാത്രമാണ്, വേറെ ആരുമില്ല. സ്റ്റണ്ട് പരാതി, ഫോർട്ട് കൊച്ചി സന്തോഷം, അതാണ് ഏറ്റവും നല്ല കാര്യങ്ങൾ. ഫോട്ടോ കാണുമ്പോഴേ അറിയാൻ നമുക്ക് എങ്ങനെയാണെന്നുള്ളത്. പിന്നെ കുറെ ഉണ്ട്. സ്ക്രിപ്റ്റ്, ആർട്ട്, ഗതാഗതം, ഇതൊക്കെ ചെയ്ത് വിജയ്, ബിജോയ്, അജിൻ ആൻഡ് തോമസ്. ഐ തിങ്ക് തോമസ് സാബു മാത്രമേ ഇവിടെ ഉള്ളതെന്ന് തോന്നുന്നു. ഇവരൊക്കെയാണ് ഈ ടെൻഗോണിന്റെ ആയാലും ശരി എല്ലാം ചെയ്തത്. ഇതിന്റെ ശരിക്കും നമ്മൾ ഇവരെ ബംഗാളികൾ എന്നാണ് വിളിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരുന്നത്. ബിക്കോസ് all the activities and I think perfectly they have done. So I think with that I should close and ബാക്കി എല്ലാ ആൾക്കാർ പരിപാടികളും ചെയ്തത് ഞാൻ തന്നെയാണ്. ഈ ഫോട്ടോ കടപ്പാട് ആധാർ കാർഡാണ്, ഞാൻ തന്നെയാണ്. Okay, with that I think Decennial greetings to all of you. Thank you very much.
you, sir. I'm sure all of us are can't help smiling with all of we have cherished, enjoyed his leadership all through these years. Moving forward and continuing with the flashback, we have the past chairs and secretaries. I would like to invite Dr. Mini Ma'am to come forward and share her experiences.
Respected dignitaries and all my IEEE colleagues, a very good afternoon. എല്ലാ പ്രാവശ്യത്തെയും പോലെ സുരേഷ് സാർ കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടുള്ള അവസരമാണ് എനിക്ക് കിട്ടുന്നത്, വിച്ച് ഇസ് വെരി ബാഡ്. സാർ ഇങ്ങനെ ബാർ ഇങ്ങനെ മുകളിലോട്ട് കയറ്റി വെച്ച് തുടക്കം തന്നെ ഇങ്ങനെ പറയാം. നിങ്ങൾ നേരത്തെ കണ്ടു കാണും AGM-ൽ ഞാൻ ആ എക്സിക്കോമിലേ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നില്ല. 2012, 13, 14, 15 മെയിൻ എക്സിക്കോമില് സൈമൺ ആയിരുന്നു വൈസ് ചെയർ ആൻഡ് ഹി വാസ് ഓൾ സെറ്റ് ടു ബിക്കം ചെയർ. ലാസ്റ്റ് മിനിറ്റ് പുള്ളി മസ്കറ്റിലേക്ക് പോയി. ആൻഡ് ഫ്രം ദെയർ ദ സ്റ്റോറി സ്റ്റാർട്ട്. അവിടെ നിന്ന് തുടങ്ങിയാണ് ഐ ഹാഡ് ടു ടേക്ക് അപ്പ് ആൻഡ് ഐ നോ ദാറ്റ് എന്റെ പ്രെഡിസിസേഴ്സ് ഹാഡ് സെറ്റ് എ ബിഗ് ബാർ. ആദ്യമേ ഉണ്ണികൃഷ്ണൻ സാറ്, പുറകെ 3 വർഷം സുരേഷ് സാറ്. ദ സ്ട്രഗിൾ സ്റ്റാർട്ടഡ്. എനിവേ, jokes apart, it's a very nostalgic moment for me. We started our journey way back in 2009. And അസിസിയുടെ കാര്യം പറഞ്ഞത് എന്നെയൊക്കെ ഉദ്ദേശിച്ചു തന്നെ കേട്ടോ. ഞാനാണ് ഇവരെ എപ്പോഴും അസിസിയിലേക്ക് വിളിക്കുന്നത്. നല്ലൊരു സ്ഥലമാണ്, എനിക്ക് എളുപ്പം പോകാനായിട്ട് ഒരു ദിവസം. പക്ഷേ പ്രോബ്ലം എന്താന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ആ ഫ്ലഡ് കഴിഞ്ഞ ഉടനെയായിരുന്നു. സോ whenever we approach companies, what they say is that we have ഞങ്ങളുടെ ബഡ്ജറ്റ് അൺഫോർച്ചുനേറ്റ്ലി ഇപ്പം എല്ലാം ഫ്ലഡിലേക്ക് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് അവിടെ ചെന്നിട്ട് സൈൻ ചെയ്തത് ഞാനാണ്. ഐ സ്റ്റിൽ റിമെമ്പർ 6 lakhs ആണ് അഡ്വാൻസ് കൊടുത്തത്. ഐ വാസ് ജസ്റ്റ് തിങ്കിങ് നടന്നില്ലെങ്കിൽ എന്ത് ചെയ്യുന്നു. പക്ഷെ സാറ് സൈൻ ചെയ്ത 10 crores. ഓക്കെ, ദാറ്റ് ഇസ് എ ഡിഫറെന്റ് സ്റ്റോറി. ബട്ട് സാറിനെ പോലെ തിങ്ക് ബിഗ് എന്ന് എനിക്ക് ഇപ്പോഴും അത്രയ്ക്കൊന്നും ആയിട്ടില്ല. ബട്ട് സ്റ്റിൽ 2018 ഫ്ലഡ്സ് കഴിഞ്ഞ് ഒരു 2 ആഴ്ച, September 7 and 8, till last minute we were not sure whether it will happen or not. And Le Meridian എല്ലാം സെറ്റ് ചെയ്തു, വലിയ അഡ്വാൻസ് കൊടുത്തു, ആൻഡ് വി ഹാവ് എല്ലായിടത്തും കമ്മിറ്റ്മെന്റ് കൊടുത്തു കഴിഞ്ഞിരിക്കുക. ആൻഡ് താങ്ക്സ് ടു ഐ തിങ്ക് ഐ ഷുഡ് റിമെമ്പർ ലില്ലിക്കുട്ടി മാഡം ഹു സെഡ് വി ഹാവ് ടു ഗോ. ഇനി നമുക്ക് തിരിച്ചു പോകാൻ പറ്റില്ല ബിക്കോസ് വി ഹാവ് കമ്മിറ്റഡ്. അത് മാത്രമല്ല, ഇൻഫാക്ട് ഇപ്പോഴും ഞാൻ പറയുന്നത്, ഇപ്പോഴും എനിക്ക് വലിയ വിഷമം തോന്നുന്നത്, വി ചെയർ അവര് US നിന്ന് വിളിച്ചിട്ട് എന്നോട് പറഞ്ഞു, I am ready to come, but everything says that Kerala is not a safe place to come even now. So I said, no problem, you can come back. We have come back to the normalcy. Then she said, I really apologize. I badly want to come and be a part of it. She said, I still apologize. I didn't come for that because that was one of the best events. And thanks to all the members, I think this was the best volunteering activity we had, VILS. And still 2019 I was a V chair. VILS എടുത്തപ്പോൾ ഞാനായിരുന്നില്ല chair. It so happened 2016 chair ആയതുപോലെ തന്നെ I was not involved in the V committee. Sunidayana had proposed it and given it, but unfortunately or fortunately ILS വന്നപ്പോൾ ഞാൻ chair ആയി. So I had to take up the responsibility. And and one more thing, our volunteers are doing extremely well, and all of us are not ready to project it. നമ്മുടെ മാർക്കറ്റിംഗ് സാറ് പറഞ്ഞ അത് ഒന്നും കൂടി പ്രൊജക്ട് ചെയ്യേണ്ട ആവശ്യമുണ്ട്, because lot of good activities. When you tell this to somebody else, they say, oh, what work you are doing. ശരിയാണ്, പക്ഷെ നമുക്ക് ഇതൊക്കെ നിത്യം ചെയ്യുന്ന പോലെയാണ്. We don't project ourselves. That is something I feel we have to improve upon on many activities. Many colleges are doing excellent work. And by virtue of all these things, 2019, IEEE Kerala Section was awarded the best VAG globally as well as Arten, which was very gratifying moment. But not only for me, I really appreciate all the good work done by the team, because leader cannot do anything. I have understood leader cannot do anything unless the team is with you. And to be very frank, I still enjoy ground volunteering. ഇവിടെ ഇരുന്നെങ്കിലും എൻ്റെ മനസ്സിൽ ഇത് വരുമോ അത് വരുമോ എന്നൊക്കെയാണ്, ലൈക്ക് ഹൗ ഐ സിറ്റ്. Still, I was so happy to see so many faces, and thanks to the current team, Sandosh, Rajesh, Tripti and all, for having such a wonderful celebration. We should celebrate it because we are meeting after a long time. And so that was it. TenCon, he has already said. So we have lot of good moments. Sir പറഞ്ഞോണ്ട് എനിക്കിപ്പത് പറയാനില്ല. All the execoms we were, it was not a, when you look back, 3 മണിക്ക് രാവിലെ എഴുന്നേറ്റ് രാത്രി 11 മണിക്കാണ് തിരിച്ചെത്തുന്നത്. സാറ് പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ എൻ്റെ ഹസ്ബൻഡ് ഞാൻ കൂപ്പണൊക്കെ കൊടുത്തിട്ടാ വന്നേക്കണേന്ന്, മനസ്സിലായോ? അതുപോലെയൊക്കെ ഇങ്ങനെ ചെയ്തിട്ട് ഗെറ്റിംഗ് അപ്പ് ഏർലി ഇൻ ദ മോർണിംഗ് 3 മണിക്ക് വന്ന് അത് ഓരോരുത്തരുടെ വീട്ടിൽ പോയി വിളിച്ചിട്ടാണ് പോയിരുന്നത്. പിന്നെ അത് മാറ്റി ഞങ്ങൾ എല്ലാവരും കൂടി വൈറ്റ്ല ഹബിലായി മീറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. സോ ഇറ്റ് വാസ് നോട്ട് എ വെരി എന്താണ് പറയുക ഈസി ഗോയിങ് ഒന്നും അല്ല. പക്ഷേ somehow we enjoy joy of volunteering, and that is my sincere appeal. All of you should enjoy what you are doing, and then that is the most gratifying thing you have. And I still feel that there are very many leaders. നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ ആരെങ്കിലും something which we can be very proud of is നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ ഒരാളെ ഏൽപ്പിക്കുകയാണ്. I am asking Meenakshi, please do this one, and people are ready to take it up. You know, we have many people. I don't want to mention by name. People are ready. So there are lots of opportunity. I think we have lots of opportunity, and let us celebrate. Let this networking continue. And I still feel so honored and proud to be a part of this section where we have anybody you can call even in the middle of night and ask for any help. That is something which you don't see anywhere else. That's what I feel from my interactions. We have lots of opportunities. Let us join hands. Take Kochi, Malabar and Kerala together to greater heights. I think with that, I conclude. Thank you. And I would like to sincerely appreciate the work of all the team members we were having till now. I especially I'm missing Vijay, who was the secretary, who used to do everything, you know. Our team. I think we have more and more members coming up. We need to have more and more events like this. Thank you very much. Thank you for giving me an opportunity.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, I invite Dr. C.K. Anandan to share his experiences.
Almost lunch time and Chief Justice waiting. ഉത്സവപ്പറമ്പിലൊക്കെ വലിയ വെടിക്കെട്ട് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ പൊട്ടാതെ ബാക്കി കിട്ടിയാൽ നമുക്ക് കുട്ടിക്കാവുന്നില്ല. ഇപ്പൊ വെടിക്കെട്ട് ഏതായിരുന്നു ഞാൻ പറയേണ്ട ആവശ്യമില്ല. അല്ലാതെ കിട്ടിയാൽ വാങ്ങി ചിലപ്പോൾ കൈ കൊണ്ടുപോയി. ഞാൻ ഈ സീനിയർ സെലിബ്രേഷനിൽ സംസാരിക്കേണ്ട ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു വരും. എനിക്ക് അങ്ങനെ പ്രതീക്ഷയുണ്ടായിരുന്നില്ല. ബൈ ചാൻസ് ആണ് ഈ പ്രോഗ്രാം ഷീറ്റ് നോക്കിയപ്പോഴത്തേക്ക് ഐ സോ മൈ നെയിം സന്തോഷ്. എന്നെ ആസ്കിങ് വൈ ഷുഡ് ഐ ബി ദേർ ടു സ്പീക്ക് reflections from old chair. When I told him old chair did not reflect. The polish of the poet, there will be only scattering. Scattering is a very complicated mechanism, and it will be very difficult to correct all the outgoing in this place. So, what I say here will be only some scattered things. I won't take much time, but something I have to say. Looking back, I feel that I have wasted so many years because I was not an IEEE member for so many years. Student member, there was a break of around 10-15 years that I really enjoyed after becoming an IEEE member, because you got to know many people. As we always say that networking is the thing which we have in this joining IEEE. IEEE join ചെയ്തപ്പോഴാണ്
I have heard of Dr. Suresh Nair, a technocrat like that, even before joining IEEE. He used to come for some program in Gusat also. പക്ഷേ ഈ ട്രിവാൻഡ്രത്തേക്കുള്ള രാവിലത്തെ യാത്രയിലാണ് സാറിൻ്റെ ഹ്യൂമാനിറ്റേറിയൻ ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസിനെ പറ്റി മനസ്സിലാക്കാൻ പറ്റിയത് കൂടുതലായിട്ട്. ബട്ട് ആൻഡ് വി ഹാഡ് ചാൻസ് ഓഫ് സ്റ്റഡിങ് സോ മെനി തിങ്സ് ഫ്രം ഹിം. So like that we have met many personalities that became an IEEE. അപ്പോൾ സാറ് പറഞ്ഞതിൻ്റെ ഒരു കാര്യം ഞാൻ തിരുവനന്തപുരത്തേക്ക് പോയ വഴിയുള്ള ഒരു കാര്യം ഇവിടെ പറയാണ്. ആ കള്ളു സോഡ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞൊരു കാര്യം അത് ഇംഗ്ലീഷിൽ എഴുതായിരുന്നു, അത് കല്ലായിരുന്നു. ഈ സോഡ കുപ്പിക്കത്തുന്ന ഒരു ബോട്ടി, അതിനെയാണ് കല്ലെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞത്. ആൾക്കാരെ തെറ്റിദ്ധരിപ്പിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടി അങ്ങനെ ചെയ്തതാണ്. അപ്പം ഞാൻ പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് ഇവിടെ പറയുന്നത്, ഈ വീട്ടിൽ ചെന്ന് മുരളിക്ക് പ്രശ്നം ഉണ്ടാക്കേണ്ട. So I was chair for 2 years. അത് വളരെ സംഭവ ബഹുലമായ 2 വർഷങ്ങളായിരുന്നു. പ്രളയം. ഇനി അത് ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞപ്പോ ഈ ചില ആൾക്കാർ എനിക്ക് ശേഷം പ്രളയം എന്ന് വിചാരിക്കുന്ന ആൾക്കാരുണ്ട്. അപ്പൊ അതിന് മുമ്പത്തെ ചെയർ എങ്ങനെ വരുന്നത് വിചാരിച്ചതായിരിക്കും. അതുകൊണ്ട് ഞാൻ ചെയറായി കഴിഞ്ഞ 2018-ലും 2019-ലും പ്രളയം തന്നെയായിരുന്നു. പക്ഷെ ടെൻസിംബിൾ, ടെൻകോൺ അങ്ങനെയുള്ള ഒരുപാട് പരിപാടികൾ. അപ്പൊ എനിക്ക് പറയാം, ഞാൻ ചെയറായ സമയത്തായിരുന്നു ഇതൊക്കെ ഇവിടെ നടന്നത്. അതിന്റെ ക്രെഡിറ്റ് ഈ ഒരുപാട് പേര് ചെയ്തിട്ട് അതിന്റെ ക്രെഡിറ്റ് എടുക്കുന്ന കഴിയുന്നില്ല. ഈ ബാലരാമ വായിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അറിയാൻ പറ്റില്ല, ഇവിടെ പറയുന്നില്ല. But I really enjoyed becoming the chair of APS society. For that 2 years I was chair. അപ്പോൾ ഈ ഈസെൻഷ്യ അതിൻ്റെ ഇനാഗുറേഷൻ്റെ കൂടെ ആയിരുന്നു തോന്നുന്നു ഈ APS ചാപ്റ്റർ, സൊസൈറ്റി ചാപ്റ്റർ അവിടെ തുടങ്ങിയത്. ഡോക്ടർ മോഹൻ വാസ് ദി ഫൗണ്ടർ ചെയർ. So he has taken so much pain to start it here. And we got best chapter chair award also. അപ്പോൾ ആ ചാപ്റ്റർ ചെയർ അവാർഡ് ദാറ്റ് presentation was there. So I was lucky to go to Boston to present that word. So ഒരു കാര്യം പറയാനുള്ള, IEEE ചേർന്നുകൊണ്ടാണ് എനിക്ക് 2 തവണ നിഷേധിക്കപ്പെട്ട US വിസ. I got that because of this. In 1998 and 2006 I think I went to Madras. I was denied that. People say that at that time I was having a maid. അതുകൊണ്ടായിരിക്കും എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു. അതിൻ്റെ ഒരു കഥയുണ്ട്. ഗില്ലാവല്ലവൻ സാറ് ഇരിക്കുമ്പോൾ അപ്പോൾ സാറിനറിയാമല്ലോ ഞാൻ ഇതിന് പോയതൊക്കെ. അപ്പോൾ സാറ് ചോദിച്ചു താടി കൊണ്ട് തന്നെയാണ് കിട്ടാത്തതെന്ന്. ഞാനത് അംഗീകരിക്കാൻ തയ്യാറായില്ല, താടിയുള്ളവർക്ക് പോകുന്നുണ്ട്. അപ്പം ഞാൻ സാറിനോട് എന്ത് പറയും? ഞാൻ സാറിനോട് പറഞ്ഞു, ഈവൻ ജീസസ് ക്രൈസ്റ്റ് ഈസ് ഹാവിങ് എ വേ. സാറിനോട് പറഞ്ഞു, ജീസസ് ക്രൈസ്റ്റിന് വിസയുടെ ആവശ്യമൊന്നുമില്ല. നെക്സ്റ്റ് ടൈം when you go like this, again you won't get. Anyway, I got that visa and I had a chance to present that one. അപ്പോൾ അതിൽ പ്രസൻറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ പോയപ്പോഴാണ് എനിക്ക് ഈ ഡോക്യുമെൻറ്റേഷൻ്റെ ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻസ് മനസ്സിലായത്. ഈ ടൂൾസ്, so whatever you do, you have to document it properly and you have to present it. Otherwise, അതിന് നമുക്ക് വർഷങ്ങൾ കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അതവിടെ ഉണ്ടാവും. So when I went there to present that one, so there were so many, around 20 chapter chairs were there in different countries, but I was asked to present it first because we got the award, mainly because of the previous work by Dr. Mohan and all those collective efforts. So I was lucky to go there and present that. So it was a very good experience. So അതിൽ number of events, were so many number of events were there. So as APS, it was my domain, so I have so many students across Kerala in different colleges, so it was easy to make arrange programs. So what we documented was that we have so many programs across Kerala, so it was done, and so many invited speakers, around 55 or 60. So So I listed all the names. Yeah, so it started from many experts from abroad. They actually came there for our conference, and also our own students were speakers. So a big list of invited speakers were there for IPS. So it was again in when we applied for chapter chair award, it was done. Chapter award, it was done like that. So that's why I think we. So only to that, what I'm saying is that the importance of documenting the events. Then we always say that we have conducted so many events, but when this corona period, there were so many webinars. When one day we have many, but the attendance is very, very poor. Especially in APS, I found that there are many webinars, but number of participants were only 7 or 8. So my students, അവരോട് ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞു, അവർ ഈ ഫീൽഡിൽ വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്നു, റിസർച്ച് ചെയ്യുന്നു എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ആൾക്കാർ തന്നെ അതൊന്നും അറ്റൻഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നില്ല. I told them that you are busy anyway, but you just log in and do whatever you want, because anyway some professors are speaking. You should see that there are some people attending. Anyway, so regarding the, again coming to the Kochi subsection work, I was fortunate to have people like Dr. Sandosh. He was organizing so many programs. And again, Dr. Rajesh, he was organizing so many things in signal processing. And Dr. Bijoy is a very vibrant volunteer, and what we have done yesterday at the school. I don't want to take much of time. So I really enjoyed volunteering. So what Dr. Suresh said, we have to think big, because we are old enough not to think big. We will be thinking small things, but there is a lot of chance to youngsters have networking, and to, because when you send an email to any people and say that you are an IEEE member, definitely many people reply. That is what my experience. So that's all I want to share. So all the best for the. We will continue this. We will not stop here after this 10 years, but I think we will continue our work. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Now we are moving on to the past secretaries. So we'll start with Shahim.
So, good afternoon. ഇപ്പോൾ ആനന്ദ് സാറ് ആദ്യം നടന്ന വെടിക്കെട്ട് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് ഇനി ചീറ്റി പോയത് എടുത്തിട്ട് പൊട്ടിക്കുന്നത് കണ്ടിട്ട് ആനന്ദ് സാർ ഒരു വെടിക്കെട്ട് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ടാ പോയത്. എനിവേ, എനിക്ക് ഈ ഓൾറെഡി മിനിമാം പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ സുരേഷ് സാറ് ഒരു സ്റ്റോറി പറഞ്ഞു പിന്നെ ബാക്കി നമുക്ക് ആർക്കും പറയാൻ ബാക്കിയൊന്നും ഉണ്ടാവില്ല. എനിവേ, സ്റ്റിൽ ഇതിനകത്ത് വിട്ടുപോയിട്ടുള്ള കുറച്ച് കാര്യങ്ങളും പിന്നെ എന്റെ കുറച്ച് മെമ്മറീസും മാത്രം പറയാം. 2009-2010 പീരീഡിന് മുമ്പ് ശരിക്കും IEEE കേരള സെക്ഷന്റെ ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് നമ്മളെല്ലാവരും ഈ നോട്ടീസുകളിൽ കൂടെയും മെയിലിൽ കൂടെ അറിഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ടിരുന്ന വെനസ്ഡേ ടോക്ക്. ഇറ്റ് വാസ് ദെയർ ഫോർ ദ ലാസ്റ്റ് സെക്ഷൻ തുടങ്ങിയ കാലം മുതൽ കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് ആയിട്ട് വരുന്ന വെനസ്ഡേ ടോക്കുകളുണ്ട്. പിന്നെ AGM വല്ലപ്പോഴും തിരുവനന്തപുരത്ത് നടക്കുന്ന 1-2 ഇവന്റ്സും മാത്രമായിരുന്നു അതിന് മുമ്പ്. 2009-2010 പീരീഡില് മെയിൻലി മലബാറിൽ മോഹൻദാസ് സാറും സമീർ സാറും ഒക്കെ ചേർന്നിട്ട് NIT-യിലെ കുറെ പ്രൊഫസേഴ്സും ആ ഏരിയയിലുള്ള കോളേജിലുള്ളവരും കൂടി ചേർന്ന് തുടങ്ങി മലബാറിൽ കുറച്ചൊരു ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസ് തുടങ്ങി. അതാണ് ഒരു സ്റ്റാർട്ടിങ്. അതേ ടൈമില് അപ്പോ കേരള സെക്ഷൻ കൊച്ചിയിലും കൂടി എന്തെങ്കിലും തുടങ്ങാൻ പറ്റുമോ എന്ന് നോക്കി ആ ടൈമിൽ ഇവിടുന്ന് വോളണ്ടിയേഴ്സ് ആരും ഇല്ല എന്നുള്ള പ്രശ്നമുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ആ ടൈമില് കോംസോക്കിന്റെ ഒരു വൈസ് ചെയർ ആയിട്ട് അന്നത്തെ റിലയൻസിലുണ്ടായ മിസ്റ്റർ സുരേഷ് നാരായണൻ സാറായിരുന്നു അന്ന് വൈസ് ചെയർ. അപ്പൊ സാറിനെ കുറെ ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസ് ഏൽപ്പിച്ച് സാർ ഇവിടെ കുറച്ച് ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസ് ചെയ്തു തുടങ്ങി. ആ ടൈമിലാണ് ഞാൻ അന്നത്തെ സെക്ഷൻ ചെയറായ ശശി സാറിന് ഒരു മെയിൽ അയക്കുന്നു. ശശി സാറ് എൻ്റെ അടുത്ത് എന്തുകൊണ്ട് സുരേഷ് നാരായണൻ സാറിന്റെ കൂടെ ചേർന്ന് എന്തെങ്കിലും ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസ് ചെയ്തുവിടാന്ന്, അങ്ങനെ കുറച്ച് ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസ് ചെയ്തു തുടങ്ങി. അങ്ങനെ ഇരിക്കുമ്പോഴാണ് അടുത്ത 2009 എൻഡിലുള്ള AGM-ന് മിനിമാം പോകുന്ന മിനിമാമിന് എന്തുകൊണ്ട് കൊച്ചിയിൽ കുറെ കൂടി ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസ് ചെയ്തുകൂടാ, മലബാർ ഇതുപോലെ സബ്സെക്ഷൻ തുടങ്ങിക്കൂടാ എന്ന സെക്ഷൻ തന്നെ പറയുകയും മിനിമാമിനെ അത് ഏൽപ്പിക്കുകയും മിനിമാം പറഞ്ഞു എങ്കിൽ ഷാഹിമിനെയും കൂടി കൂട്ടാമെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു. അന്ന് സുരേഷ് നാരായണൻ സാറ് അന്ന് ആ ടൈമിൽ സാറ് എനിക്ക് വന്ന് പുറത്ത് വേറെ ഏതോ സ്റ്റേറ്റുകളുടെയൊക്കെ ഇൻചാർജ് സാറ് ആയിരുന്നു കേരള സെക്ഷൻ സർക്കിൾ ഹെഡ്. ദെൻ അതിനുശേഷം സാറ് അങ്ങോട്ടേക്ക് പോയി. ആ ടൈമിൽ സാർ അധികം ഇവിടെ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നില്ല. ദെൻ അങ്ങനെയാണ് ചന്ദർ സാറിനെ ആരോ സജസ്റ്റ്, ചന്ദർ സാറായിരിക്കുമെങ്കിൽ ലീഡർഷിപ്പ് എടുക്കാനായിട്ട് പറ്റുന്ന വേറൊരാളെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ചന്ദർ സാറിന്റെ പേര് സെക്ഷൻ തന്നെ സജസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുകയും ചന്ദർ സാറിനെ അപ്രോച്ച് ചെയ്ത് ചന്ദർ സാറാണ് ദെൻ ഉണ്ണികൃഷ്ണൻ സാറിലേക്ക് ലീഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നതും. അങ്ങനെ ഉണ്ണികൃഷ്ണൻ സാറിന്റെ ഒരു മെയിലിലാണ് ഇതെല്ലാം സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ഉണ്ണികൃഷ്ണൻ സാർ എല്ലാവരെയും IEEE ഓഫീസിലേക്ക് ഇൻവൈറ്റ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ട് അവിടെ വെച്ചിട്ട് നടന്ന ഒരു ഇതിലാണ് നമ്മളെല്ലാവരും ഒരു ഇനീഷ്യൽ പെറ്റീഷൻ ഫയൽ ചെയ്യുന്നതും. ആ പെറ്റീഷനകത്ത് ദെൻ അതിനുശേഷം NPOL നമ്മുടെ ടോട്ടൽ ജേർണിയിൽ ഏറ്റവും അധികം ഹെൽപ്പ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുള്ള 2 ഓർഗനൈസേഷൻസ് ആണ് NPOL ആൻഡ് ക്യുസാറ്റ്. NPOL ഉള്ള സയന്റിസ്റ്റുകളുടെയും ദെൻ ക്യുസാറ്റ് എന്നുള്ള കുറെ സിഗ്നേച്ചേഴ്സും ദെൻ ബാക്കി കുറച്ച് IEEE വോളണ്ടിയേഴ്സിന്റെ ഒക്കെ നമ്മൾ വീടുകളിൽ പോയി കണ്ടിട്ട് മെമ്പേഴ്സിന്റെ വീടുകളിൽ പോയി കണ്ട് സൈൻ ചെയ്തിട്ടാണ് പെറ്റീഷൻ ഫയൽ ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ദെൻ അതിനുശേഷം 2011 നമ്മൾ ഈ പെറ്റീഷൻ സെക്ഷൻ എക്സിക്കോമിൽ കൊടുക്കുന്നു. അത് അവിടുന്ന് ഫയൽ 2011 ഒഫീഷ്യൽ ഫോർമേഷൻ ഡിക്ലറേഷൻ 2012 നമ്മൾ ഒഫീഷ്യൽ ഇനോഗ്രേഷൻ നടത്തുന്നുള്ളൂ. പക്ഷേ 2011 എന്നോടുകൂടി ഇത് ഫോർമേഷൻ ആയിരുന്നു. ദെൻ അതിനുശേഷം പിന്നെ അതിനുശേഷം ഉണ്ണികൃഷ്ണൻ സാറിന് ശേഷം സുരേഷ് നായർ സാർ വരുന്നു. അതിനിടയ്ക്ക് ഇൻഡിക്കോൺ വരുന്നു. നമുക്ക് എപ്പോഴും കണ്ടിട്ടുള്ള ബിഗർ ഇവന്റ്സ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ വലിയ ചലഞ്ചസ് വരുമ്പോൾ ചലഞ്ചസിന്റെ കൂടെ വരുന്ന ഒരു ബെനിഫിറ്റ് ഞാൻ കണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത് അതോടുകൂടിയാണ് നമുക്ക് ഒരുപാട് നല്ല വോളണ്ടിയേഴ്സിനെ എല്ലാ കാലത്തും കിട്ടിയിട്ടുള്ളത്. അന്ന് അജിൻ വിജയ് പോലെയുള്ളവരെ, അതുപോലെ ഇവിടെ കാണുന്ന ഇപ്പൊ തോമസ് ഉണ്ട്, അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ഒരുപാട് ഇപ്പൊ ഞാൻ ഉൾപ്പെടെ ഉള്ളവർ ആക്റ്റീവ് ആവുന്നു. സുരേഷ് നായർ സാറിലുള്ള ലീഡറിനെ ഞങ്ങൾ എല്ലാവരും ആദ്യമായി കാണുന്നു. ഇൻഡിക്കോൺ 2012 ആയിരുന്നു. ഉണ്ണികൃഷ്ണൻ സാറിന്റെ ലീഡർഷിപ്പിലായിരുന്നു അന്ന് ഇൻഡിക്കോൺ നടന്നത്. അന്ന് സുരേഷ് നായർ സാറിനെ സാറ് കുറെ ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസ് ഏൽപ്പിച്ചു. അങ്ങനെയാണ് സുരേഷ് നായർ സാറിലുള്ള ലീഡറിനെ എല്ലാവരും തന്നെ കേരള സെക്ഷൻ തന്നെ കാണുന്നത്. ദെൻ സാറ് കുറച്ചു മുമ്പ് പറഞ്ഞ തിങ്ക് ബിഗ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞതിന്റെ വേറെ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ നമ്മുടെ ഫസ്റ്റ് ഇയറിലൊക്കെ അറൌണ്ട് 20 ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസ് ആയിരുന്നു നമ്മൾ കൊച്ചി സബ്സെക്ഷനിൽ ടോട്ടലി നടന്നിരിക്കുന്നത്. അന്ന് അതുപോലെ കൂടെ നമ്മൾ താങ്ക്സ് പറയേണ്ട 2 ഓർഗനൈസേഷൻസ് ഉണ്ട്, IEEE ആൻഡ് CSI. ഇവരോട് ചേർന്നിട്ടാണ് നമ്മൾ അന്ന് ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസ് മേജറായി കണ്ടക്ട് ചെയ്തത്. വെന്യൂ പലപ്പോഴും ക്യുസാറ്റ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ IEEE ഹോള് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ CSI ഹോളായിരുന്നു നമ്മുടെ മേജർ ഇത്. അതുപോലെ NPOL ഡ്രോമിയിൽ 1-2 ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസ് നടന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. അങ്ങനെ ഒരു തവണ 25 ഇവന്റ്സ് മറ്റോ കഴിഞ്ഞു. അടുത്ത തവണ സുരേഷ് സാർ ചെയർ ആയിരുന്ന ടൈമിൽ സാറ് ആദ്യം നമ്മള് ടാർഗറ്റ്സ് സെറ്റ് ചെയ്യണം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു. അപ്പൊ ഞാൻ ഒരു സാറിന്റെ അടുത്ത് ചോദിച്ചു, സാർ കഴിഞ്ഞ 25 ആയിരുന്നു, നമുക്ക് വെറുതെ ഒരു 100 എന്നൊരു ഫിഗർ വെറുതെ പറഞ്ഞാലോ ഇത്തവണ എക്സിക്കോമിൽ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു. സാറ് പറഞ്ഞു പറയാമെന്നല്ല, നമ്മളത് നടത്തും എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു. ഞാൻ വിചാരിച്ചത് തമാശയായിട്ടാണ്, നമുക്ക് നടത്താനൊന്നും പറ്റില്ല. പക്ഷെ അത് വെൽ ലെയ്ഡ് ഔട്ട് ആയി സ്ട്രക്ചർ ആയിട്ട് പോയി. ആ വർഷം 100 ഇവന്റ്സ് നമ്മൾ കണ്ടക്ട് ചെയ്തു. ഇറ്റ് വാസ് ദി ബിഗ്ഗസ്റ്റ് ഇൻ കേരള. കാരണം കേരള സെക്ഷൻ ആസ് ഒറ്റയ്ക്ക് 100 ഇവന്റ്സ് അത്രയും നാൾ കണ്ടക്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടായില്ല. കൊച്ചി സബ്സെക്ഷൻ മാത്രം അത്ര 100 ഇവന്റ്സ് കണ്ടക്ട് ചെയ്തു. അതിനുശേഷം അത് മുമ്പോട്ട് പോവുകയും ചെയ്തു. അതിനുശേഷം സുരേഷ് നായർ സാറ് സെക്ഷൻ ചെയർ ആയിരുന്നപ്പോൾ കണ്ടറിയാം, സെക്ഷൻ അത്തവണ നടത്തിയ സാറ് ചെയറായി വന്നതിന് ശേഷം 1000 ഇവന്റ്സ് നടത്തി. ദെൻ അതിനുശേഷം അത് താഴത്തേക്ക് വന്നിട്ടില്ല. എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു ഇത്തവണ സെക്ഷൻ സെക്രട്ടറി ഉണ്ട്. ഇത്തവണ എത്രയായിട്ടുണ്ടാവും നമ്മുടെ ഇവന്റ്സ് കറന്റ്? ഇത്ര 2500+ events. That is the biggest globally for sure. അതിന്റെ സ്റ്റോറികൾ പിന്നീടും ഉണ്ട്. MGA വരെ അന്തം വിട്ടുപോയ കഥകൾ വേറെ ഉണ്ട്, ഇത്ര ഇവന്റ്സ് എങ്ങനെ വരുന്നു എന്നുള്ളത്. ദെൻ ഇവന്റ്സിനെ പറ്റി ഓൾറെഡി ഇവിടെ എല്ലാവരും പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാണ്. ദെൻ നമ്മുടെ മേജറായിട്ട് കൊച്ചിക്ക് വന്നിട്ടുള്ള വേറെ കുറച്ച് അഡ്വാൻറ്റേജസ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്, നമുക്ക് കേരളത്തിൽ ഉടനീളം നോക്കിക്കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നമ്മൾ ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസ് കുറെ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിലും ഒരു ചെയ്ത ആക്ടിവിറ്റി പിന്നീട് അവിടെ നിലനിൽക്കുക എന്ന് പറയുന്ന വളരെ കുറവാണ്. കൊച്ചി സെക്ഷന് ഒരു ഓഫീസ് തിരുവനന്തപുരത്ത് സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റിയിരുന്നു. പക്ഷേ കൊച്ചിക്കുള്ള അല്ല കേരള സെക്ഷൻ ട്രിവാൻഡ്രത്ത് ഓഫീസ് സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്നത്. കൊച്ചിക്ക് പക്ഷെ ഒരു അഡ്വാൻറ്റേജ് ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കുന്നത് നമുക്ക് ഇവിടെ 3 പെർമനന്റ് ആയി നിൽക്കുന്ന ഇൻസ്റ്റലേഷൻസ് വന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഒന്ന് ഈസാൻഷ്യ, സീസിസിലുള്ള ഈസാൻഷ്യ ഉണ്ട്. ദെൻ നെക്സ്റ്റ് വൺ ഈസ് IEEE കൊച്ചി സെന്റർ. അത് സാർ ആദ്യം പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ 10 ഫണ്ട് അതിന്റെ ഇത് അതിനകത്ത് കിട്ടിയ റവന്യൂ വെച്ചിട്ട് ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്തതാണ്. ദെൻ അടുത്തത് ഇന്നലെ നടന്ന അത് വൺ ഓഫ് ഞാൻ എന്റെ ഇതുവരെ IEEE ലൈഫിനകത്ത് ഞാൻ കണ്ടുള്ള ഞാൻ അതിൽ ആ പ്രൊജക്റ്റിൽ ഇൻവോൾവ് അല്ലായിരുന്നു എങ്കിൽ പോലും എനിക്ക് ഏറ്റവും അധികം സന്തോഷം വന്നിരുന്ന ഒരു ഇവന്റാണ് ഇന്നലെ നടന്ന ബിജോയുടെ ലീഡർഷിപ്പിൽ നടന്ന കുട്ടമശ്ശേരി സ്കൂളിന്റെ റീവാമ്പിങ്ങും അവിടെ ഫ്ലഡ് വന്നതിന് ശേഷം ടോട്ടലി തകർന്നു പോയ കാര്യങ്ങളെല്ലാം IEEEയുടെ ഫണ്ട് വെച്ചിട്ട് ഒരു പ്രൊജക്ട് ചെയ്തതാക്കുന്നത്. സുരേഷ് നായർ സാറ് നേരത്തെ പറഞ്ഞ സാറിന്റെ ലാസ്റ്റ് സ്ലൈഡില് ഇമോഷൻ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് ബിജോയുടെ പേര് പറഞ്ഞാൽ കുറെ പേർക്ക് മനസ്സിലായിട്ടുണ്ടാവില്ല. ഇന്നലെ ഞാൻ അവിടെ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നോണ്ട് അറിയാം. ആ ഇവന്റ് നടക്കുന്ന ടൈമിൽ ബിജോയുടെ കണ്ണ് അറിയുന്ന എല്ലാവരും ശ്രദ്ധിച്ചു. അതിന്റെ പേരിലാണ്. ബട്ട് ഇറ്റ് വാസ് എ ജെന്യൂൻ വോളണ്ടിയർ വർക്ക്. ഐ ഷുഡ് കൺഗ്രാറ്റുലേറ്റ് ഹിം വൺസ് അഗൈൻ. ബിജോയിനെ കാണാത്തവർക്ക് ബിജോയ് ശേഷം ഒന്നുകൂടി ഇവിടെ വരുന്നുണ്ട് എങ്കിൽ പോലും. ഓക്കെ, സോ ഇറ്റ് വാസ് വൺ ഓഫ് ദി ബെസ്റ്റ് വോളണ്ടിയർ വർക്ക്. നമുക്ക് അതുപോലത്തെ ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസ് വേണം ഇനിയും മുമ്പോട്ടേക്ക് പോകാൻ. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ മിനിമാം ഈ പറഞ്ഞ നമ്മുടെ സോഷ്യൽ സർവീസ് ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസിൽ എന്നും ഈ പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ മിനിമാം ഇതാക്കിയിരുന്നു. അതുപോലെ ഉണ്ണികൃഷ്ണൻ സാർ ആദ്യം പറഞ്ഞ മറ്റേ ഒരു ഓൾഡ് ഏജ് ഹോമിൽ പോയ എന്റെ ഓർമ്മ സുരേഷ് നാരായൺ സാറ് പറഞ്ഞിട്ടായിരുന്നു. അന്ന് മിനിമാമും ഞാനും ഒക്കെ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. പിന്നെ അതുപോലെ വേറെ ഓർഫനേജസിൽ കുറെ ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസ് കണ്ടക്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. ശാസ്ത്രവിസ്മയ പോലെയുള്ള കുറെ ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസ് ചെയ്തു. മിനിമാം ആണ് അങ്ങനത്തെ ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസിൽ എപ്പോഴും ലീഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ദെൻ വേറൊരു കാര്യം ഇതിനിടയ്ക്ക് ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞു ഈ എന്തുകൊണ്ട് കൊച്ചി സബ്സെക്ഷൻ വന്നു, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഇപ്പൊ എന്തുകൊണ്ട് നമുക്ക് ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസിന്റെ എണ്ണം കൂടുന്നു എന്നുള്ളത് ഈ സബ്സെക്ഷൻസിന് ഒരുപാട് ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻസ് ഉണ്ട്. കാരണം ഇതിനു മുമ്പ് ട്രിവാൻഡ്രം ആ ഒരു ചെറിയ ഏരിയയിൽ മാത്രം അവിടെ ഉള്ളവർക്ക് മാത്രം ആയിരുന്നു എത്തിപ്പെടാനും പറ്റിയിരുന്നത്. പക്ഷെ സബ്സെക്ഷൻസ് വന്നതോടുകൂടി ഇത് ട്രിവാൻഡ്രം, കൊച്ചി, കാലിക്കറ്റ് എന്നുള്ള 3 സ്ഥലങ്ങൾ മാത്രമല്ല ഓൾ കേരള ബേസിസിൽ സ്പ്രെഡ് ഔട്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റിയെന്നുള്ളതാണ്. ഇതിന്റെ വേറൊരു കാര്യം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഇത് വന്നപ്പോഴേക്കും അന്ന് മിനിമാം പറഞ്ഞു ആദ്യം ഞാനും മിനിമാമും കൂടി ട്രെയിനിൽ പോയി അറ്റൻഡ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരുന്നതാണെങ്കിൽ കുറച്ച് നാൾ കഴിയുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ഇവിടുന്ന് ടെമ്പോ ട്രാവലർ പിടിച്ചിട്ട് എക്സിക്കോമിന് പോകുന്ന സിറ്റുവേഷൻ, ട്രിവാൻഡ്രം എക്സിക്കോമിന് കൊച്ചിയിൽ നിന്ന് ടെമ്പോ ട്രാവൽ പിടിച്ച് പോകുന്ന സിറ്റുവേഷനായി. ഇപ്പൊ അത് പക്ഷേ വീണ്ടും കുറച്ച് താഴത്തേക്ക് വന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. അപ്പോ നേരത്തെ തുടക്കകാലത്ത് എനിക്കും അതുപോലെ ഇവിടെ പല വോളണ്ടിയേഴ്സിനെയും ധാരണ എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ട്രിവാൻഡ്രത്തുള്ളവര് ബാക്കിയുള്ളവരെ അവിടെ എക്സിക്കോമിലേക്ക് എടുക്കുന്നില്ല എന്നായിരുന്നു. പക്ഷെ ഞാൻ സെക്രട്ടറി ആയിട്ടിരുന്നിട്ടുള്ളതാണ്. എനിക്കും അറിയാം ഒരു വോളണ്ടിയറിനെ കിട്ടുക എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് വൺ ഓഫ് ദി മോസ്റ്റ് ടീഡിയസ് ടാസ്ക്. പ്രൈവറ്റ് കമ്പനീസ് റൺ ചെയ്യുന്നവർക്കറിയാം ഒരു സ്റ്റാഫ് റിക്രൂട്ട്മെന്റ് എങ്ങനെയാണ്. അതിനേക്കാൾ ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടാണ് ഇവിടെ. കാരണം സ്റ്റാഫ് റിക്രൂട്ട്മെന്റിൽ നമുക്ക് സ്കില്ലും ഒരു ബേസിക് ആറ്റിറ്റ്യൂഡ് നോക്കിയാൽ മതി. ഇവിടെ ആറ്റിറ്റ്യൂഡ് ഈസ് ദി ബിഗസ്റ്റ് തിങ്. അപ്പോൾ അത് പിന്നെ അവിടെ സ്കില്ല് എന്തുമാത്രം കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് ആയിട്ട് വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുക, അവരുടെ ടൈം എന്തുമാത്രം, ഇവരെല്ലാം പ്രൊഫഷണൽസ് ആണ്, വേറെ വർക്കുള്ളവരാ, അതിന്റെ കൂടെ ടൈം എന്തുമാത്രം കിട്ടുന്നുള്ളതൊക്കെ ഇമ്പോർട്ടന്റ്. ഇപ്പൊ കഴിഞ്ഞ 2 വർഷം ഞാനും എന്റെ ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസ് വളരെ ലോ ആയിരുന്നു. അപ്പൊ ഞാനും ഇപ്പൊ വാട്ട് ഐ ഹാവ് ഡിസൈഡ്, ഞാൻ കഴിഞ്ഞ വർഷം അത് ശാരദ മാമിന്റെ അടുത്ത് പറഞ്ഞാണ്, മാമിന്റെ അടുത്ത് കണ്ണിയാൻ പറഞ്ഞു. ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞു എനിക്ക് വോളണ്ടിയർ ആയിട്ട് കണ്ടിന്യൂ ഒരു പൊസിഷൻ വേണമെന്നില്ല, ബട്ട് വോളണ്ടിയർ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും, എന്റെ സൗകര്യത്തിനനുസരിച്ച് പറ്റുള്ളൂ. അതുകൊണ്ട് ഐ ഡോണ്ട് വാണ്ട് പൊസിഷൻസ് ഫ്രം നെക്സ്റ്റ് ഇയർ ഓൺവേർഡ്സ് ആണ്. ബട്ട് ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞു ഇവിടെ ഒരുപാട് പേർക്കുണ്ട്, നിങ്ങൾക്ക് പലർക്കും റെപ്രസെന്റ് ചെയ്യാവുന്ന ഒരുപാട് ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസും ഉണ്ട്. ഇത്തവണയാണ് ആദ്യമായിട്ട് സെക്ഷനിൽ നോമിനേഷൻസ് ഓപ്പൺ ആയിട്ട് നോമിനേഷൻസ് കോൾ ഫോർ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. കുറെ പേരെങ്കിലും അപ്ലൈ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടാവും വിചാരിക്കും. ഇല്ലെങ്കിൽ അടുത്ത വർഷം മുതൽ ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ എല്ലാവരും നിങ്ങൾക്ക് പറ്റുന്ന ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസ് എന്താണെന്ന് നോക്കി നിങ്ങൾ അതിലേക്ക് അപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യണം. കാരണം എന്നാൽ മാത്രമാണ് ഇപ്പോൾ കൊച്ചി ആയാലും മലബാർ ആയാലും ഓരോ ഏരിയയിൽ നിന്നും കേരളത്തിലെ എല്ലാ ഏരിയയിൽ നിന്നും ആൾക്കാരുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ മാത്രമാണ് ആ ഏരിയനെ റെപ്രസെന്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുള്ള ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസ് നമുക്ക് നടക്കുള്ളൂ. അത് ഞാൻ കൊച്ചി സബ്സെക്ഷൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ടൊന്നും മലബാർ സബ്സെക്ഷൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ടൊന്നല്ല, കേരള സെക്ഷന് ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസ് ടോട്ടലി നടക്കണം എന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ എല്ലായിടത്തും ഈക്വൽ റെപ്രസെന്റേഷൻ ഉണ്ടാവണം. അപ്പോൾ അത് സ്പെസിഫിക്കലി ചെയ്യണം എന്നുള്ളത് ഞാൻ ഒന്നും കൂടി എല്ലാവരും റിമൈൻഡ് ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നു. ഇപ്പൊ ഇവിടെ തന്നെ പറയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ ഇങ്ങനെ സബ്സെക്ഷൻ വന്നില്ലായിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് ഒരു ആർട്ട് ആൻഡ് സെക്രട്ടറി കേരള സെക്ഷൻ ഉണ്ടാവില്ല. ഇപ്പൊ കറന്റ് ആർട്ട് ആൻഡ് സെക്രട്ടറി മലബാർ സബ്സെക്ഷന്റെ ഫൗണ്ടിങ് സെക്രട്ടറി ആയ സമീർ സാറാണ്. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ഇന്ത്യ കൗൺസിൽ ചെയർ നമ്മുടെ കൊച്ചി സബ്സെക്ഷന്റെ ഫൗണ്ടിങ് വൈസ് ചെയർ ആയ സുരേഷ് നായർ സാറാണ്. അപ്പൊ ഇതുപോലെ വന്നിരിക്കുന്ന എല്ലാം ഇങ്ങനെയുള്ള ഇതിലേക്ക് വന്നുകൊണ്ട് മാത്രമാണ്. അപ്പൊ എല്ലാവരും ഇതുപോലെ ഇനി വോളണ്ടിയറിംഗിലേക്ക് കാര്യമായിട്ട് സമയം, നിങ്ങളുടെ സമയം അനുസരിച്ച് പൊസിഷൻസ് ഹാൻഡിൽ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്ന ആ റെസ്പോൺസിബിലിറ്റീസ് ഹാൻഡിൽ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്ന ഒന്നവര് അങ്ങനെയുള്ളതിലേക്ക് അപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യുക. അല്ലെങ്കിൽ പോലും ചെറിയ ചെറിയ ആക്ടിവിറ്റി, ഒരു പൊസിഷൻ വേണമെന്നില്ല നമുക്ക് വോളണ്ടിയർ ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട്. അപ്പൊ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് കിട്ടുന്ന ടൈമിൽ 1 മണിക്കൂറാണെങ്കിൽ 1 മണിക്കൂറെങ്കിൽ വോളണ്ടിയർ ചെയ്യാവുന്നതിലേക്ക് എല്ലാവരും വോളണ്ടിയർ ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് വെക്കുക. Once again, thank you all.
Sharon, next Paul Ansel, if he's here. Vijay, Dr. Vijay Jose, the current secretary.
The former secretary, current secretary is not here today. So I was an alumni of School of Engineering Kochi. 2004 I graduated. ഒരു 10 കൊല്ലം ഇവിടെ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നില്ല. 2015 തിരിച്ചു വന്നപ്പം സ്കൂൾ ഓഫ് എഞ്ചിനീയറിംഗിലെ രേഖ മാഡം പറഞ്ഞു നമ്മളിവിടെ മെൻഷൻ ചെയ്യാത്ത ഒരു ആക്ടിവിറ്റി ഉണ്ട്, റോഡ് മാപ്പ് ടു സക്സസ്. നമ്മൾ എല്ലാ കൊല്ലവും നടത്തുന്ന ഒരു പരിപാടിയാണ്. അതിന് ഒന്ന് വരാൻ പറഞ്ഞു. ഇവരെല്ലാം പരിചയപ്പെട്ടു. ആനന്ദൻ സാറ് എന്നെ വിളിച്ച് സെക്രട്ടറി ആക്കി. IEEE opens opportunities. സന്തോഷ് സാറിന്റെ സെക്രട്ടറി, അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ഇലക്ട്രോണിക്സ് കമ്പ്യൂട്ടർ സയൻസിലോട്ട് മാറി. ഇതിനകത്തെല്ലാം HACയുടെ ഗ്രാൻഡ് 25 lakhs what was mentioned. നമുക്ക് ഡിപ്പാർട്ട്മെന്റിൽ പരിപാടി നടത്താനായിട്ട്. സോ ഐ തിങ്ക് ദർ ഇസ് എ ലോട്ട് ഓഫ് ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റി. പക്ഷേ യു ഹാവ് ടു കം ഫോർ ദ മീറ്റിംഗ്സ് ആൻഡ് ഗെറ്റ് ഇൻവോൾവ്. ദാറ്റ് ഇസ് ദ മോസ്റ്റ് ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻറ്റ് തിങ്. ഇനീഷ്യലി യു ഹാവ് ടു ഡു സം ഓഫ് ദ സെക്രട്ടറി പണി എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഈ പറഞ്ഞ ഗ്ലാമറസ് പരിപാടികളുടെ ഇടയിൽ ആക്ച്വലി ദ ബിഗ്ഗസ്റ്റ് തിങ് ഇസ് ചായയും പരിപ്പോടെയും കറക്റ്റ് സമയത്തിന് കൊണ്ടുവരിക എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. അവിടെ തുടങ്ങിയാലേ 10 കോൺ നടത്താൻ പറ്റുള്ളൂ. സോ ഐ തിങ്ക് അതാണ് എൻ്റെ മെമ്മറി. ഞാനൊരു ഐ തിങ്ക് ബ്രേക്ക്ഫാസ്റ്റ് മീറ്റിംഗ് അങ്ങനെ കുറച്ച് വെറൈറ്റി പരിപാടികളൊക്കെ സെക്രട്ടറി ആയിട്ട് നടത്തിയതാണ് എൻ്റെ പ്രോബ്ലി ആസ് എ വോളണ്ടിയർ ബിഗസ്റ്റ് മെമ്മറി. പിന്നെ ഐ തിങ്ക് ഇന്ന് രാവിലെ ഇപ്പോൾ തൃപ്തി ഇതിൻ്റെ കൊടിയും പടിയൊക്കെ കൊണ്ടുവരാനായിട്ട് ഓടി. അപ്പൊ അങ്ങനത്തെ കുറെ ഗ്രൗണ്ട് വർക്ക് ചെയ്തിട്ടാണ് ഇവിടെ എത്തുന്നത്. ആൻഡ് ഐ വാണ്ട് ഓൾ ദ കോളേജസ് ടു ഗെറ്റ് മോർ ഇൻവോൾവ്. ഇതൊരു കുസാറ്റ് NPOയിൽ അതിന്റെ റെപ്പറ്റീഷൻ ആവരുത്. തൃശ്ശൂരിൽ നിന്ന് സർദേ കോളേജിൽ നിന്ന് ഒരു സഹോദരനുണ്ട്. സോ വി വാണ്ട് മോർ കോളേജസ് ടു ഗെറ്റ് ഇൻവോൾവ് ആൻഡ് കം ഫോർ ദ എക്സിക്കോം. എക്സിക്കോം എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ജസ്റ്റ് ഒരു ഇൻഫോർമൽ ഗാദറിംഗ് മാത്രമാണ്. പൊസിഷൻ ഉണ്ടെങ്കിലും ഇല്ലെങ്കിലും ജസ്റ്റ് കീപ് കമ്മിങ്, ഗെറ്റ് ഇൻവോൾവ് ആൻഡ് ലെറ്റ്സ് ഹാവ് മോർ ഗുഡ് ഫ്യൂച്ചർ വോളണ്ടിയേഴ്സ്. താങ്ക് യു ഫോർ ദ ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റി.
Vijay. We have with us Professor Gilesh MP, the Secretary from Kerala Section. So I invite you, sir, to share your thoughts.
Good afternoon, all of you. I know this is not a part of the agenda initially. I was not sure about attending the ceremony. But anyways, I was lucky enough. Sabik helped me out. He was driving from Connecticut. I know it's already late, so late. Today morning, I started with a happy news. IEEE Kerala Section has won the NGA Innovation Award for its application by some of the volunteers of IEEE Kerala Section, especially the YPs. Led by Alan, Neeraj, Jacob, and a bunch of student programmers, I should say, from some of the colleges, and we call them the interns. So it was a very happy moment, and as Suresh sir and many members saying, they do the groundwork, and that made the section proud. Okay. When I came here, I see a much richer Decennial celebration environment by its ambience, as well as the people who are gathered here. The dignitaries, all about Mr. Vijayan Pillai, Mr. Nikishan sir, all of them joining here for the ceremony. And I'm happy to be a part of that. And I'm happy in one more sense because this is the Decennial celebration of Kochi Subsection and the Decennial celebration of my involvement with the subsection activities at Malabar Subsection, because subsection was established in 2010. Malabar Subsection actually started in 2010, and I officially started or was inducted into the subsection in 2011. Okay. And the Kochi subsection has always been a focus of the events in Malabar, in Kerala section, because we can see, as you have heard from the pioneers of this subsection, we've been involved in e-science project and same VILS 10.2019 and the much acclaimed HSC project led by Vijay. And rather than the count of events that we were actually talking about, section is part of Kochi subsection in terms of the quality and the enormity of the events which Kochi subsection has been organizing. And I should reply to MV Rajesh sir saying that we haven't turned down any of the requests from Kochi subsection from Kerala as being a Kerala section office bearer. And in fact, that's why we have the office space in Kochi, and we're really, really proud of having an office space away from Trivandrum. And I'll not extend my speech too much. I wish Kochi subsection all the best, and let the subsection and its volunteers bring laurels to the section and thereby to the whole community. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Jidesh. We have with us Chair from Malabar subsection, Dr. Sabit PV. I invite you, sir.
Good afternoon, respected dignitaries and all IEEE volunteers gathered here. Thanks for inviting for this decennial celebration of IEEE Kochi subsection. Always, it's very nice to remember what has happened past and keeping a benchmark every time and seeing that up to that benchmark, whatever happened is a good thing, and think for betterment by seeing the activities that has been conducted here. What Suresh Nair sir has presented here with that jewel presentation, we have seen that major activities has already happened, and still we need another benchmark so that there what higher level what we can think of. Okay. So I here take up and wish all the IEEE members of Kochi subsection a good hats off and appreciation to all the IEEE members. And also I have a message from our Malabar subsection founder chair, Dr. KP Mohandas sir, who has taken up initiation for bringing up the first subsection in Kerala section, that is Malabar subsection. So messages I would read here. Dear IEEE volunteers of Kochi subsection, on the occasion of decennial celebration of the Kochi subsection, let me congratulate you all on the excellent work done over all these years. As a member of the team that was instrumental in setting up the Malabar subsection, the first one of its kind, I am very happy to greet you all. Unlike the Malabar subsection, which has most of its members from academia, you have a wonderful mix of persons from industry, academia, and research organizations. It is a fact that most of the activities of Kerala sections are contributed by these two subsections. Wish you all happy volunteering for advancing technology to humanity. Professor KP Mohandas, Senior Life Member, IEEE. So along with Mohandas sir, on behalf of MSS, IEEE Malabar subsection, I also wish a future year with fruitful events. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We have come to the last leg of the proceedings. So before I call upon Dr. Tripti Varia for a vote of thanks, I would like to acknowledge, the presence of Mr. Jayakrishnan, Chair of Humanitarian Activities, Kerala Section. Thank you, sir, for being here. So now I invite my faculty colleague, Dr. Tripti Varia, the Treasurer of Kochi Subsection.
A warm good afternoon to all of you, all the valued guests who have gathered here to celebrate the decennial celebration of IEEE Kochi Subsection. This program has been really enlightening and inspiring for a new IEEE member like me, who has joined. In the sense, I was part of IEEE good community as a student for long, but I became part of Kochi Subsection from 2018 when I joined PSAT, and this has been an eye-opener. Activities as well as today's session was an eye-opener because it gives me a history of what was happening in this subsection, including Kerala subsection. So it has been really good being part of it. So the time is 1:30 and I can see in your face that I am the only person who is there standing between you and lunch. So I've been given the opportunity to present appreciation for all people who have gathered here. So I'm proposing the vote of thanks here. So I will keep it short and conclude as fast as possible. So we are grateful here to have Sri S. Vijayapilla sir, Director NPL, who has accepted our invitation to inaugurate this decennial celebration. He has graced us with his inspiring talk and stressed upon the importance of indigenous product development. Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words. A big thank you to Dr. A. Unikrishnan, sir, who has given us a brief introduction onto the amount of work involved in establishing the subsection. Thank you, sir, for being part of this ceremony. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation for Dr. Suresh Nair, sir. Thank you, sir. Your talk was interesting and lively, and I think I could feel the happiness and the camaraderie that was there among this IEEE Kochi subsection through your presentation. Thank you, sir. You have been the core of all activities I have seen till now here. So I hope that we will be able to continue this success story in future as well. Thank you, sir. Special thanks to Dr. Santosh Kumar, sir, Dr. M.V. Rajesh for their leadership in organizing this activity as well all activities in the past 2 years. Have been part of it. Then I would like to thank Dr. Mini, Dr. Anandan, Shaheen, Paul, Bijoy, and other IEEE members who have been part of IEEE Kochi subsection activities. They have today showcased the various pioneering activities that has been carried out in Kochi subsection, and I am sure they have stressed upon the importance of how a networking forum like this is necessary for community as well as in industry and academia. So I am sure that those who have, like Bijoy suggested, those who have not been who have been active but not involved in these meetings and decisions.
Can we have the volunteers stand behind the chairs and one row on the stage?
അല്ല അപ്പോൾ വിളിച്ചോ കുഴപ്പമില്ല. നോക്കിയടപ്പം മാറ്റം.